Welcome to today's edition of Viewer Levels, the last one of 2023. As we await some of the first submissions into the queue, let's just begin with a warm-up and sound check level as usual. This is the first new upload from Miss Yarrow in about 2 years, I think. A very interesting, consistently fascinating maker in both 1 and 2, whom we have played pretty much completely in the second game. This is Ferdine Ferdy Do 133032. There's just one thing you need to do, which I actually had to look this up ahead because I wasn't exactly sure what it was referring to, but I believe it's actually a jingle from an automotive commercial that was a big thing in Australia quite some time ago. It might be iconic among certain people, and it might just be totally ignorant of something big, but we're about to find out. So we'll play this one, just make sure sound is working, and then we'll get straight into the first submission from Squink, who will certainly want my sound to be functional. And then after that, we'll get into I Drink Windex. If drinking Windex leaves you alive long enough to view your level. So we'll see both of those in just a second. Let's do this one first and pick up one thing here. All areas. Okay. So hopefully things are working. And we'll just skip over to Boom Booms and the spikes and just let me know if things are functioning and sounding good on your end, and then we'll see if they remain that way. Where's my what up? I definitely missed it somewhere. And a fish drops on you. Okay, so that's why there's a 20% clear rate. It's all areas. So there's a one-up that we had to pick up somewhere along the way, and I actually didn't see it. So I guess we'll hunt for it. I mean, I suppose it's supposed to catch you out like that, but maybe we just need to avoid getting dunked, and then, you know, there's no strict time limit or something. At the end, maybe there's a one-up that's a little more obviously obtainable. Whoops. And of course, the one-up is actually on the track. I see where it is. I didn't even see it at first because it was just completely disguised by the fish. So we will try not to get dunked by the Cheep Sheep or step on a spike this time. I wasn't really looking at where I was stepping because I was looking for that one-up. And as long as we get it in fewer than 5 attempts, we are in fact going to raise the clear rate. So that, if we care about that at all, is not going to be too much of a consideration. Of course, that's, you know, famous last words before we completely choke. Okay. Aha! I thought you could get me that time, and you totally are. And the one-up is here. Can I actually obtain it? Let's walk over slowly. And grab it. There we go. And yes, indeed, Squink, that was a gem. Let's see another one. Okay. Let's punch it in. Yeah, we haven't had really any technical issues in the last few streams I was running this week. We played a little bit of a new puzzle platforming game, or rather a newly obtained one that's been out for a little while, 2D and Top D. We're not quite finished yet, but seemed to go rather well. And then here we go, Majora's Mask Final Hours, very appropriate now that we're on the dawn of the final day. I shall consume everything. Well, the moon, as they say, is a harsh mistress. Okay, so there is a bit of auto-scrolling here, but it's pretty gentle in terms of speed. That means we still need to hit the on-off switch, by the way. This is like the easiest thing ever, except, of course, you know how I am with diagonal shots sometimes. There we go. There we are. And then this has got to be a bomb throw. Oh, tried to swap that, and that did not quite go. Yeah, I mean, the speed makes sense given that there are lots of interactions along the way that, you know, we could actually just follow the marker for once. not exactly known to be my forte. Okay, let's... We're going to miss every shot there. That's okay. We'll get it. I insist on the 10 coin, obviously. Okay. That's going to get me into tons of trouble. Then... up we go. Down. We're definitely a little behind pace here. I need to jump onto the shell and jump out of the shell, and then we have a bit of an opportunity to catch up. Alright, let's just get ahead this time and buy some more time to interact with things. Yeah. I don't know why I think sliding in SMB1 is a good idea when we can just swat things. Nope. I'm clearly not aligning myself with the diagonal shot markers very well. I mean, I am trying to orient myself relative to the target, but you're said and done. We just need to send maybe dead center under the left side of the track. Let's see that. Oh, look at that. It even works. That's what the spacing is. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, dead center under the square. Then get out. Toss. Whoops. Have to be careful here not to completely overshoot, or rather run into the dry bones. You set them so you point the arrow at the square on the track. Yeah, I find that if I'm standing under, that works well enough. I mean, there's going to be a bit of a margin of error anyway, it's just that I was consistently missing it. But now that we see what the spacing is like, we can do it. Okay, now let's just not slip up too much here. Yeah, it's fairly gentle, which is not to say that we can do everything consistently. A little bit of back and forth here, and then... Oh, I don't know why I was expecting a vine there. Just attempting to cling onto one. That definitely got me into a bit of trouble as I bounced it a second time at a no block. Alright, let's try it again. Now, here we go. Whoops, nope. Didn't want to accidentally bomb that. I pulled out a bomb by mistake and I was trying to get rid of it, and I realized I just tossed it right into the bone shell that I needed. Which was maybe not the best emergency maneuver, but we've done worse. How much time is each level given? I don't have a strict time limit. I complete most of what gets sent to me on stream unless it's something super hard where I feel like I'm kind of spinning my wheels and not progressing. So it really depends. There are some levels where I get that feeling relatively quickly, and there's some levels that I only bail on after about, say, an hour or so. We try to avoid those situations, but things kind of balance out, basically. I don't do a strict time limit because I think I see better levels if I don't impose that on people who are visiting the stream, but I do pretty much always play everybody who is able to stay for their position in the queue. And you're second right now, so you'll be up before too long. And Cookie Man, welcome. But yeah, I try to give everybody's level a good amount of time because we honestly see higher quality content that way, even though I know sometimes it can be a bit of a long wait for people who are much further back. Okay. At least the bombs die quickly if you do miss the first toss. And up we go. Slam it. Oops, missed it. Yeah, I am supposed to go into bone shell form as I try to get to the red pipe. Presumably, because of the possibility of a damage booster, is going to be a link check at the other end of the red pipe, but we'll see how that looks when we get there. And yeah, no worries about being curious. And Cookie Man, you just uploaded traditional level. Yeah, that sounds great. Traditional is very welcome here. And hopefully get to you soon. Okay, I have to stop accidentally picking up bombs every time that I try to get into a dash again after a diagonal shot. That's a pretty bad habit of mine because we still basically have up on the D-pad held down, but I'm trying to reacquire a dash, and that is kind of known to be a problem. And oh yeah, that's a bone shell check because you have to be into lava in order to progress to this segment. We're going to totally miss that. And then, whoops, it's going to be spike ball jump here. Whoops. Let's not start over. I think of this spike ball as either a Shovel Knight bounce or a Hollow Knight bounce, depending on your persuasion when it comes to knights. Although the pogo mechanic, of course, was all the way there from Zelda 2. Adventure of Link. And okay, I guess we'll jump here and then come back. And then, oh, whoops, we have to jump on top and then throw a second bomb. That was just a bit of a muscle memory error. And here we go. You suppose it's possible to take damage after the Link check and still get a dry ball, but it's cool, okay. I'm trying to visualize exactly what spot you're talking about, but I'll have to think about that when I get there. Okay, a little late on that, but we still made it, so... I have to stop accidentally throwing the bomb. That's really throwing me off. You maxed out sprites in both sections. Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, you're going to spend so many on musical instruments to begin with. And to have this many interactive elements on top of that, well, that's still... And at a slower scroll speed as well, because at a faster scroll speed, of course, you're not going to have as much density with interactive elements, and so that problem is less likely to occur in quite the same form. Okay. A little behind pace here, better get a shot. Right. And donut block check. Oh, that's okay. Scroll stops here. And hey, we actually made it. Let's not get nipped by the Boom Boom, of course. Oh, we're totally getting nipped by the Boom Boom. I just jumped straight into him. Let's see if this is completable from here. That's not an exit pipe. Well, let's just... Should we sit through the song, and then we are out. Well, it's just about to snipe me there. And we get a Master Sword. So, okay, we made it. And that is a GG. Let's shoot the Triforce. Because that's what the Triforce is for. And then... Oh, totally not bomb ourselves. There we go. And thank you so much for the GG. Love how you have the silencing of the cheer effect at the end. It's a neat little touch. One less bomb for the road. Yeah, well. We dodged it. With incredible finesse. Or something. Alright, let's take a look at another one. I drink Windex. And that's when you go back to the dawn of the first day, exactly, with a Song of Time. Because that's just how an apocalyptic New Year's Eve should work. So you can, you know, go around and run all your errands and make sure that people showing up for the Master Ball all meet each other in the right places with the correct masks, etc. Anyway, Desert Speedrun. You know, that's a really interesting idea. A Majora's Mask-themed New Year's Eve masquerade. I'm sure it's been done, and probably often. But we wouldn't know because, you know, we spend such occasions staying home and playing video games instead. Desert speedrun, quick and easy, blue platform. Let's take a look. Yeah, Cookie Man. That's just what happens when I read people's handles. You learn to be casual about it and somewhat deadpan, I guess. Or you just stop paying attention past a certain point. Anyway. You'd know that already. I'm talking about this to a cookie superhero, apparently. Who was bitten by a radioactive cookie. Or maybe bit a radioactive cookie. One of the two. I don't know how you get your powers. Anyway, thank you so much for the follow. And Kaiser Wilhelm, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Assuming servers cooperate, because I know people have been having some connectivity issues. I am hoping to get back to a lot of Maker 1 content. Oh, we need to flip the switch once. Hoping to get back into a lot of Maker 1 content as soon as next week, in fact. And so, if you have anything that you particularly think I should see in Maker 1, do let me know. Although, we will, of course, be going through a lot of makers that I want to catch up on. Anyway, thank you so much for that one. Quick and simple, and just as advertised. So, thank you for the GGs as well, Cookie Man. Let's take a look. Feel free to send me more, by the way. This has been going nice and briskly, so you're quite welcome to just throw more back in the queue since we are fairly early on and we've got plenty of room. Until somebody sticks me with something that consumes tremendous amounts of time. Yoshi Plains. Okay, a traditional grass level with wonderful pixel art. Particularly the symmetrical borders on either side. Yeah, and Mario, I have to update my commands at some point. I haven't revised those in several years. To fix a lot about my bot, in fact. Okay, here's Yoshi. Yeah, nice use of the semi-solids for the background art here. You know, seeing these pipes placed like this nowadays, I think Wonder has totally warped my perception of them, where I think, oh, I can just enter that. It's actually a really neat little subtlety with Mario Wonder that in the very first level, that if you don't know how to jump yet, the first thing that actually requires you to jump, or encourages you to jump, is a pipe that you can enter anyway, so... Because I actually saw children who had never played Mario before try that level, the very first level in Wonder, and it's a very interesting nuance about it, that if they don't really know how to work the jump button yet, they have a way to get around it anyhow. Because I know people who kind of do traditional levels, and especially sort of 1-1 style traditional levels, are always looking for how to do that, like how to set up very, very basic training segments for things we take for granted. And Mario, you're looking at list. I think we're actually on empty right now. So if anyone has anything, throw it in, please. And yeah, Cookie Man, you know, Cookie Man, we're already on yours, so... And I didn't even clear you from the queue yet, so why don't I just dial in whichever level you wanted played. Just tell me which one. Just let me know which one you want to see. And, Matt Edge, welcome. New Super Mario 2, okay. And SMB2 1-1. I actually got the Impossible Pack content for NSMB2 last year before the eShop shut down, and I still have to play it. It's one of the only major pieces of official mainline Mario content I haven't really gone through, so... The red coins represent star coins. Hope you enjoy the remake. Kaiser Wilhelm, I've already played all of your good levels, yeah. Well, I mean, if you keep at this for long enough, I guess you eventually get to that point. And Mario, you don't remember which levels you've sent before? Yeah, I mean, if you wind up sending me something I've played before, we can always just change it. Anyway, let's get up here to the flower. And then get over here and just ground pound this for the coins because it's satisfying to do. And then, yeah, one thing I'd forgotten about the original here is that it's pretty much gapless in terms of not really giving the player anywhere to die, really. Yeah, and here are, of course, the big coins that represents the collectible coins in the original as well. It's NSMB2, obviously we should be grinding out coins, perhaps, to really be absolutely on theme. I totally missed a coin, too, huh? We're going back to get it, obviously. We're not leaving that one alone. Here we go. You feel like in NSMB2, 1,000 coins should have been one up. Yeah, I mean, at that point, the life counter is really just a way to keep your scoreline going. Okay. Whoop, I completely forgot to check the door. We're doing this again. We're running this again so I can actually check the door to see what's inside it. I didn't even think about entering it after I got all the coins, so we'll do it again. This is quick. I just was not thinking about that. Just 3 1-ups. Yeah, we'll see it anyway. You made the room. Let's see it on stream. I'll not spend as much time on swapping every coin, though. Let's just... Oh. Totally not go for any kind of speed record either. Just take our way through this, and then... Now, I know this is partly just a function of faithfulness to the original, but of course, when you have pink coins broken up by a checkpoint in between, key death is a potential issue. If you grab the key and die, then you respawn at checkpoint with 0 coins. But of course, you know, you're still able to go backwards in this level and just collect everything. There's no point of no return here, so that's okay. This is not anything that breaks anything critical. Also notice that if this is just a 1-up room, then this actually does prevent you from getting the top of the flag, but that's just what happens, so. Anyway, let's mark that as a win and see what's next. Thank you for the GG. And yeah, like I said, feel free to throw more in if you'd like. Seem to have plenty of room today. And did I just read this correctly? Is this an S or a 5? This is a 5. There we go. Companion Goomba to the rescue. Yeah, I have played this, but we can see what else you haven't sent me if you want to suggest anything else. We actually haven't played a lot of these more recent ones. So do let me know if there's one that you prefer. We actually haven't played one in a long time, in fact. Even though you always hang out here, you don't toss me anything, so. And Matt Edge, thank you for joining the queue as well. These are into Super World. Yeah. Lots of checkpoint tech. You haven't sent me anything in ages, actually, so. Just pick something that I think I can do. Vertical Fall Shell Jump. Vertical Fall Shell Jump. I see that. Did I pass that already? Or here it is. Shell Jump to Pipe. That one? Throw shell, jump on it as it comes back to enter the pipe. Okay. Royru with the record. Alright, we might be on this for a while, given how I am with shell jumps, but we will try it. Vertical fall jump. I mean, it's basically a trainer level, right? So, possibly with 2 rooms given a checkpoint. And yes, it shows you that you fall and then enter the pipe. I see, okay. So how does that work? You throw it, then you drop down, and then you try to drop down onto the shell. Oh, and then you try to veer this way, because then if you follow the track accurately, then the positioning should actually work out. Okay. And we'll see how closely it works out. Because, you know how I am. Okay. So much for that. Just landed on the edge of the pipe. That was not what I expected. But because I was trying to hug the wall there so I could just drop down gracefully, but okay. We'll try to be somewhat accurate. Oh, and then missed it. I knew it was coming too. I guess didn't veer towards it very quickly. Okay, and let's just fall as well as we did previously, or at least attempt to. Now I'm going to try to hold a full jump into the shell release. That's, whoops, usually the thing that throws me off about shell jump timing is that we don't hold the full jump when we're supposed to, so we'll see how the timing works out, though, of course, because, you know, a lot of it is just your falling position. There's going to be some margin of error, but we don't know how much just yet. Okay, right. Nope. We really need to hang right all the way. We were just about there. But it was hedging a little bit before making contact with the pipe, and we should actually just hold right into it, I think. We'll see how it works. Oops, nope, that bumper is going to throw me off completely. Lots and lots of airtime, yeah. And, Blizzy Plays, Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. Oops, nope. Same mistake as we had earlier. And thank you for joining the queue. Okay, let's go. Then, yeah, plenty of time to just kind of straighten out the fall, and then... Oh, no. But what if we do this? I mean, not that that's particularly helpful, you still need to make a jump, but I feel like this level explicitly permits you to do this. Not that it really helps you if, you know, taking damage is not really the issue here, whoops. Although it does prevent you from just dying to that, but that's really just going to skip the initial reset. Much benefit beyond that, so let's just go and drop it in and then see if we can do it. Nope. We're coming in a little bit low relative to the shell. So I'll just change my release timing a little bit and try to get the shell a little bit below me. It is going to be sensitive to the release timing of the shell, and so, you know, it's a bit of a... Okay, it's too low that time, but it's a bit of a mystery to me whether it's going to work out until we actually make contact, because, you know, there's going to be a certain degree of inconsistency to when I'm letting go. And whoops, that's okay. I didn't break the fall. And we got whacked, okay. And Blizzy Plays, your name in Maker 2 is Nebby, and your name is still Blizzy. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We are completely accustomed to people's Twitches, their people's Twitch handles not matching up with their Maker handles, particularly when it comes to issues of length or anything like that. Or people who just keep to multiple identities and multiple networks. So, I'm sure it will all make sense to me when I actually queue up your level, so no worries about that. Nebby as in Nebula, Blissey as in Blizzard. Okay. Now let's go down. And then, there we go. Very satisfying to make that happen. Let's do another one. And this time we'll be falling in from the right side. Reverse cell jump, because that's going to throw me off completely. That's going to be a problem. But let's just do the fall and see what the pattern is on the way down. I think it's not quite identical, because there is a little bit of back and forth that goes in a different direction, but of course, because your falling speed is going to be constant, that's not going to affect anything. Amazing how many interactions in Mario, not even just the Kaizo ones, but just in general, feel much harder going right to left because your internal spatial sense just doesn't work the same way. But certainly with things like shell jumps, I can feel complicating things. Just, you know, a sense of intuition for it is going to be quite different. That's going to throw me off by enough to create a problem. So yeah, probably just the 2 segments here, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm aware that recently Maker 2 has been on a 33% discount on the eShop or something as well, and having looked at some of the data that people have crunched in the past, it actually does consistently lead to a spike in the player base in terms of levels created, so it'll be interesting to see if this late in the game it's going to bring in much new blood into the community in terms of new makers. Because it actually does have a statistically significant effect on the player base. I remember the fellow who set up the Maker Central search engine crunching some of the data about that. You're playing this level right now? Yeah. That's why I've got the codes there in front of you. In case you want to try it for yourself and finish it way ahead of me. Oh, wasn't quite ready for that time. But yeah, as the track on the right side tails off, that's how you know that it's about time to hug the pipe. Cool Kid 989, welcome. Anyway. There we go. One more, I think, and then we'll hug the pipe, and then up we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad at all, actually. In fact, much gentler than the sub 1% clear rate would seem to suggest, so worked out well. Thank you for that. Let's move on. Do I play Worlds? Yeah, I do. I play Super Worlds up to about... So what I do with Super Worlds is that if the levels are short, then I keep queuing them in for the first 15 to 20 minutes or so. And then after that point, we just kind of finish the level that we're on, and then we move on, and you can always requeue for me to continue later. But yes, we do take Super Worlds, and like I said, if the levels are very short, we just keep on bunching them in for a session that's kind of minimum 15-20 minutes. And we keep going from there. I found that that works fairly well because, you know, if it's a really difficult Super World, then we just play one level like normal. And if it's fairly easy, or if it's more traditional style where everything is very quick, we actually do get through a chunk of content the way that it was intended. So you are absolutely free to queue in a world if that's what you prefer. Anyway, this is going to be Oil Ocean Zone from Sonic 2. Yeah, I have very little memory of Oil Ocean from Sonic 2, although that's of course one of the zones that made a comeback in Sonic Mania. So I won't really recognize the original level design much, I think, but we'll play it anyway and see how it goes. Thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, cool kid, you'll want to space after add to get into the bot. And here's the Angry Sun. Okay, here we go. And you can tell it's a Sonic style level because you do have the multiple paths that are stacked on top of each other. And we'll try to go for that whenever possible. Then, let's just go here. I should actually play the Sonic Origins remaster / ports at some point. I did have a good time with Mania. I've never been a Sonic person, to be honest, but I enjoyed Mania enough that it kind of made me rethink that a bit and have a new respect for the style of level design. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's get into the edge over here. One-way panel is going to protect me, so let's pop up over here, and okay, nothing over here. Whoops. That's okay. We'll wait for the burner to go, and then... Whoa, okay. Totally got shot in the face by that. I have 200 seconds, yes. Thanks for pointing out. I totally didn't even think about that. You know, the first time I played Mania, when I was in Final Zone Titanic Monarch, at that point, like I said, I was kind of... My familiarity with Sonic was kind of poor enough that I totally forgot that there was still the 10-minute time limit when your timer rather counts up to 10, and then... So I just took my time warping and zipping around in Titanic Monarch and just... was totally caught off guard by the 10-minute limit when I actually ran into it. Yeah, you like the classic 2D Sonic as a kid? Yeah, I feel like it's worth revisiting. Okay, there's no benefit to jumping over, as you can see. You can't actually get down from there, so let's not do that. Unless, of course, you go for the mushroom, and then you can come back down. Good. Alright, that makes sense. Of course, we fell into here, because I wasn't thinking about that. We could totally pick up that POW, can't we? Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, that's a wall. I totally wasn't watching the artwork here. Oh. Very satisfying to just bop that. Then on the wrench. Here's a checkpoint. And yeah, since there's a checkpoint, the time limit effectively doesn't matter. Oops. Then we'll miraculously not get hit by any of that. Oh, we totally lost the opportunity to head up there, to that segment. And... okay. Yeah, I think I was much better able to appreciate Sonic once I kind of understood the multi-level structure that it tends to follow. In particular, I think the most difficult adjustment going to Sonic, particularly as a Nintendo player and player of many other traditional 2D platformers, is the sense that, you know, you do have missable locations when you explore. That there are essentially invisible one-way gates all over the place that commit you to a certain path, and you just kind of need to catch content that you missed on your next run through the level from scratch, rather than having the ability to backtrack, because I think there's a tendency, especially if you grew up with things like DKC or Yoshi's Island, to think about exploration as lots and lots of backtracking and lots of flexibility to do that, contrary to the original strictly left to right structure of SMB1, right? And then, oh, we missed a path going up top there as well. But then it's sort of interesting to see how Sonic sort of fits into that by contrast. Oops, I bet we can do it. We might want a blooper to be placed there, but maybe not quite there, but oh, that's gonna be a problem. That's okay, we'll get back. Then, yeah, that's what these bumpers are there for, is just kind of give you that Sonic spin dash effect of building enough momentum to head up. But yeah, I think that the whole kind of notion when playing Sonic that exploration does not equal backtracking is actually something that it's rewarding in its own way, but it's definitely a bit of an acquired taste, and that is very unfamiliar to people who come from other platformers. And it doesn't surprise me that a lot of people kind of fall into the category of feeling comfortable in everything except Sonic, which is a pretty common and understandable sentiment, whereas, you know, people who actually grew up playing Sonic, they have no idea what the problem is, because everything just feels very second nature to them. Okay. A lot of these moles are... oh, they have wings, that's why they double hit. And then, yeah, we could have looped up there probably, but we'll get stuck here instead. And... whoops, nope. Totally saw that coming too. Okay, sure, we'll disable that gate for some reason. Is this anything? Mushroom. I guess we should have hit the switch. And we'll go for it if we can. Nope. That's way off. That's okay, we can try to go for this a little bit again. Yeah, it's amazing how much of that scale and density that this level managed to pack into the constraints of the Mario Maker layout. I mean, probably because the spacing is pretty generous. You have a lot of decoration that does not cut into the standard entity limit. And PBCO, welcome. Hope you are doing alright, and looking forward to your submission as always. Alright, let's do this once again. Then, not get blooped too badly here. Oh, like I was saying. No, we're not going to make it. Bit of a trickier upper pass here. Oh, same mistake. We might as well release this first and then go for the mushroom after doing this. There we go. Then we swing our way back up and try to do this spin and slide. Much easier with the mushroom. Much, much easier. Okay. And then we are near the goal, and we will of course get slapped. Alright. It's getting a bit crowded here. But we got it. Bowl of Mexican food. And cervezas, yeah. Sounds like you've had a great finish to the year, or have so far. Hopefully won't take away from that too much. And yeah, Blizzy Plays about the Ninja speedruns. That's the thing, is that when Nintendo started issuing this Ninja speedrun level, starting with that very first one with the snowballs, it was kind of interesting because I looked at that level and thought, wow, this is actually Nintendo in the Mario format trying Sonic-style level design. Because that's exactly what it was with some of the Ninja levels, and particularly the first one that they released stuck out at me quite a bit in that respect. So that's definitely a very astute observation. Let's mark this as a win and continue. At edge. Oops, there we go. And yeah, he's here, I see him. Light Kaizo number 5, Cave Ice version 2.0. Anyway, this seems to be very popularly received. This is from back in 2021. Let's see it. Okay. Bounce on this, and then... Oh. Yeah, that's not as time sensitive as I was imagining. We could have just bounced more gracefully on the driveway on the right. Then... Oh, okay, icicle activated. Yeah, wasn't totally clear on that. I don't think the shell direction should matter, although it would smash the ice going to the right, so maybe we go right with that in case it's necessary. And then, yeah, the first bounce we kind of need to wrap around it. No, we go straight up and then the spring is actually supposed to project me to the right, I'm pretty sure, as it's coming down. No, that's not going to land at all. No, we just keep going forward, actually. We just keep going forward to the gooms. I don't know why we thought... Yeah, no, that's supposed to land on top of the shell and launch the shell. That's what's happening, as I thought it was going to launch me. But if we had bothered to read the markers, we would have known that it launches the shell into the shell trap over there, and then we continue to Buzzy. Okay, I'm reading this correctly. And I'm reading this correctly, but I'm forgetting, of course, because I see a question block and I just naturally try to aim for it, even though it's clearly out of reach. Okay, and then that's going to be a pickup over... No, it's not a pickup, it's just SMB1, so obviously not. Totally misreading that. Anyway, that's in the shell, and then up here. Let's try to hit it a little more accurately, and then we can get on top of the goom that is on the right side. On that muncher stack. Don't know why we pulled back slightly over here on that jump, but that's an easy thing to fix. Okay. Turns out the solution to many problems is just to read the markers, which is something I don't consider often enough. I probably just need to really hold right the whole way on that jump instead of treating it like a more standard jump where I have any kind of flexibility. That's probably the mistake here. Hold right? Nope, not quite, actually. So, something about that timing isn't quite working out for me yet, but I'll just have to find the adjustment that is going to get that to line up the way I want. Yeah, we just need to kind of vertically align ourselves above the E-block there and really aim for it from above. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Right now, that timing is throwing me off quite a bit, but we'll just have to find a pocket for it and fix it accordingly. Anyway, let's go over here. Kick it. Still coming in a little bit under. So, yeah, I'm not veering hard enough to the right. But it is still a controlled jump. You can't just hold right and pray. You do need to just get into the correct position on the x-axis and just get ready to drop on top of that P-block spot. The particular trajectory that I'm trying to go for, and which I will hopefully nail soon enough. To the right and then down. Almost. Not quite. Took you a while to complete this, and you're saying the shell part is what messed you up the most? Yeah, that can happen. And alright, let's go over here. Yeah, because it's not quite on a marker, is it? That it feels like it is a little above that. Not that I am very good at aiming for markers to begin with. I tend to just watch objects. I find it easier to read the objects that I'm supposed to hit than reading guidance that sometimes is off by half a block or something. But so far, even if we are kind of following the guidance, I've had a little bit of trouble aiming here, so Yeah, if I kind of held right into that one, I actually probably would have caught it one diagonal tile over to the top right from the one that is actually marked. So I think we just kind of ignore the guidance and go for a slightly different spot. That's to the right of the arrow. That might work out better. That would seem a little more comfortable with the timing that we're seeing here. Yeah, because as you can see, given the timing there, we should be aiming slightly over towards the upper right from the indication. Still not quite landing it. That's alright, we'll get it. It's just a matter of figuring out what the gap is between my timing and the developer timing. There we go. That was it, and then we lost momentum on what was actually a very simple jump, but that's because we were reading that for the first time, not quite knowing how much more was coming, so... Alright, so we're beginning to find the adjustment. We would like to get that consistently, of course. Yeah, totally hugging that to the right side. And we don't want to cut any momentum there, though. From that point on, we don't want to hold right. So... yeah, there's definitely kind of an expectation of how a player will typically hold buttons here, like holding right or holding jump, that perhaps we're not quite lined up with, but we'll try to fix that. Yeah, a little bit of rightward momentum actually overshot that a little bit. You know, if we kind of go left to right after the first bounce on the Buzzy Shell, sometimes that little momentum correction could matter quite a bit, as you can see here, and then we'll get over here and grab checkpoint. Okay, and then once you hit the on-off switch, that's going to launch the shell, and that's going to launch the shell into the shell trap. And then something else is being launched up above as well, and is being synchronized with that. And then that's in the other shell trap, then okay. And then all the boom booms are going to fly over, and we'll just have to dodge them. Mushroom there indicates to me that there might be some mandatory damage coming, but it might also just be a mushroom-based interaction, so we don't quite know. The second shell up top, I feel like that kind of disappeared over there, unless I'm just not seeing where it landed. Oh no, yeah, no, it was just kind of in a frame where it wasn't visible, I think. Anyway, let's try to line this up a little more accurately. Then, shorter bounces on a boom boom is fine. We should hug the wall and do a straight drop down, because that will cleanly avoid the spikes. But then we kind of need to face into the bounce on the left side as well. Here we go. Like, hug the wall. Well, whoops, nope, missed a bounce. That's obviously supposed to launch you. Anyway, we'll get back there soon enough. Let's continue. Nope. Yeah, we were trying to kind of face into that and get launched, but it didn't quite go. The fact that you're tall means that you don't make contact until you're pretty much at the bottom of the jump block. No block. I still think of it as jump block because that was what they were called for the longest time officially. It's definitely a bit of a generational thing going on there. But at the same time, I've played enough music levels at this point that I have also grown accustomed to saying note block interchangeably. Whoops, yeah, we're trying to face into that again. As we get to the bottom of the note block bounce, we just haven't been able to get that interaction yet. Sapphire, I'm not opposed to troll levels. I will play them. I don't necessarily get through them in a single sitting, depending on the length. But troll levels are usually easy enough to resume from the start because a lot of the progress is basically a knowledge checkpoint. That's... You know, I'm fine with playing a troll for a bit, and then if I don't finish, I can go back to it. Resume, but... I have no objection to troll levels. There we are. Yeah, given how short the level is, and how simple most of the interactions are, I think the clear rate is as low as 2%, almost entirely because of that shell in the first segment. Being not exactly on the advertised target, but we got it. Anyway, thank you for GG's. Let's move on. Lizzie. Yeah, back when I first started streaming Mario Maker, I didn't think I was the kind of person who would play troll levels, and then... but the thing is, over time, the troll community has kind of coalesced into people who are the ones who sometimes have some of the best technical knowledge of the game, and so we, you know, see very interesting things conceptually and mechanically sometimes, so I definitely don't object to that. And there's a bit of a, you know, kind of puzzle-solving flow to troll levels sometimes that I find satisfying. Power-up quiz. Test your knowledge of power-ups. Good luck, and have fun. Got 2024 in your name already, I see. All ready for tomorrow. Start. Hopefully it's not the kind of, you know, Paper Mario style quiz of how many legs are on the Goomba or something. Or on a Buzzy Beetle or something like that. 1 equals 15 coins, or 1 equals ice coin. And you have to pick one of these power-ups. 1 equals, well, let's say it's a flower, because, yeah, you need a flower to go through ice. Okay. I guess part of this is just interpreting what you're being asked. Then, oh, I see. Yeah, because the conveyor is going to prevent you from going through it, is going to be a power-up check. So. 2 equals blocks. I mean, you need the mushroom to spin, so... Wait, why couldn't you just kind of grab this halfway, though? Like, why can't you do that? And, you know, defend yourself from a bomb, too. Well, the star doesn't get you through the power-up check, so that's immaterial. 3 equals... Oh, it shows you the situation. I see. Yeah. And then this is just a damage boost. Wait. But it's also lengthy enough that you can't probably just damage boost your mushroom, but... I'm gonna do this, though. Okay. And we'll have it both ways. Of course, there's gonna be a power-up check at the end as well, right? Although, maybe if you're expecting the player to just have the star, then maybe not. 4 equals... well, I mean, you do need a Spiny. And then you can jump up here. There we go. So hopefully we didn't break anything, but... Yeah, I guess you didn't have any kind of power-up check after the star because you didn't expect the player to make it that far, but... Here's a save. We'll keep a mushroom here. And we'll see if that changes anything. This is what playtesting is for. We do it. And yeah, the mushroom doesn't matter at this point anyway, so it really doesn't break anything. Well, I mean, you don't have enough room to run with a cape, so obviously there's just going to be people in. So. Anyway. We used to get so many people in levels in the queue, but my technique is way off now because we just haven't been doing them in so long. Choose wisely. So it doesn't, you know, melt your face like the Holy Grail or something. Anyway, grabbing the key, you can do it with Yoshi, but can we kind of go halfway? Yes, we can. That's, of course, exclusive to the Super Mario World style, where Yoshi can go through walls. Final. And let's see what this is. Well, that's a cape whip. But... okay, so the switch does go. And then I'm going to take Yoshi through anyway, just to sneak him through and then see if the damage boost has any issues. Because then we can just kind of boost through here with Yoshi and theoretically keep the cape, right? Well, if we whip all of this stuff quickly enough. Oh. I'm just trying to see if I can sneak Yoshi through it. I bet I can. Except we have to be much quicker about it. Like... actually, watch this. We're going to spin. I'm going to spin to break some of this stuff as it refreshes. Can we? Probably not worth it to do it, but... there we go. And then we whip just a little bit. Okay, there we go. And then... oh, okay. Actually, it's a bit of a hard stop here anyway, so... never mind that. However, we can do this. You only have 60 seconds, okay. Oh, I see. So I don't know how serious the timer was, basically. You win. I guess so. Well, the timer didn't matter that much. Jammed ourselves at a gate anyhow, so... anyway, I like messing around and seeing what we can do, so it worked. Thank you for that, Lizzie. Or Nebby, one of the two. Thank you for the GG. And Mario. And let me just check the queue. And Cool Kid and then Pipico. Yeah. Alright, and Mario, let me know what is up this time. Oops. Silly mushroom switches. Tech involving various mushrooms to activate a switch. Type is bonus room. Roru with the record again. Reach the goal after picking up 4 one-up mushrooms. Okay, so we basically use this as the jump protector. Love how the symmetry doesn't affect anything because it's kind of within, well, same frame of activation, so. And then we'll just... oh, this is a shell detector, okay. Yeah, it's a little detector demo, basically. I love the shell detector, in fact. It works out pretty well. I guess the shell detector... oh, it's not going to do anything for me here because we're already in the off state. I kind of wanted to look at it a little bit more, actually, just to read how that worked, but that's okay. We'll get another attempt at it here. Because you're in the night theme, whether you're in the shell affects the mushroom's movement because of the night theme's alteration of power-up movement in terms of whether it is trying to move away from you or if it's being attracted. And that's why once you're past the door, the detector no longer functions. Because once you're at this location, you are past the mushroom and you're repelling it to the right. Okay, I see it. Very cool. This is going to be star detection because that does affect the poison mushroom movement. And then we'll just have to run it. Yeah, because poison mushroom will attempt to chase you once the star expires. And then we're going to stick ourselves here because we were too late. do see the detector mechanism in action, so. Also, we had to collect 4 1-ups at some point. I totally wasn't reading that, so I don't know if we've missed out on any of that already, or if it's all just going to be in the pipe. But regardless, we can't activate this detector yet anyhow, so semi-solid protection up top there. And here we are. Clear condition, here we go. And then we will, of course, bop the POWs to drop all the coins in just a moment. Okay, very satisfying. Just to stock up for Endless. And now that we've come up here, this is just a positional detector based on whether you are repelling the mushroom, or attracting it rather, because it's a poison mushroom. And then... why this one here? I don't know, but we'll take it. Thank you for that. Yeah, this is a 2020 upload. I guess a lot of these detector mechanisms might have been pretty fresh at the time. Okay, Cool Kid, if you're still here, remind me, I think you said you wanted a Super World. If that's the case. And you check in if you can, so I know what we're going for. Yeah, I do see Cool Kid still in the chat, so we'll see. I think you had indicated earlier that you wanted to look at the Super World. Like I said, we can do them in kind of 15-minute segments as we go, but I'll start playing and I'll see if a Cool Kid actually speaks up, and we'll determine how long to stick with it, depending on that. We're not getting through 25 levels, obviously, and there's really, really super short, but we'll kind of get through a world or two, perhaps. There you are. Okay. Let's get started. Yeah, like I said, we'll keep queuing in levels for the first 15 to 20 minutes or so, and we'll see how it goes. And we'll be pretty casual about that. G-Fan, rather, welcome to the queue. We start with 3 lives, so we can't be too careless about this, like we usually are. Not that it really affects anything other than checkpointing. Let's see what's inside the houses. And then SMB2, okay. Not that this will give me anything here. But it does give me the SMB2 music, which is very satisfying, and then come up, and look at that. Oh, boots. Well, let's expect a boot in a different house then. And totally flip that. I mean, we can always go back. It's... actually, no, it's power-up, yeah. Trying to remember the power-up logic here. But that's okay. We had our fun with SMB2. And, okay, we might as well pop that for some reason. Oh, lost a boot. That's alright. Now, the boot we can definitely get another, though, so we'll just do that. And here we go. Suppose we should go for coins from time to time, just because the life count is starting pretty low. And then we are out of here. Not that it will matter too much. Brown? Anything in a pipe? Not yet, to our knowledge. But Boot is going to take care of quite a few problems. I played Super Mario Advance 4's e-reader levels for the first time this year. The reason I mention it is because the thing that caught me out about it, was that the Karibo shoe mechanics are completely different in that game. Like, you actually kill thwomps instead of just stepping on them. You just destroy thwomps by jumping on them in the Boot level that's in that set. So yeah, these were the extra levels that were created for the GBA version of Super Mario 3, basically. Super Mario Advance 4. And they are available, or were available on the Wii U rather, and now are available on Switch. I totally can't speak today. Anyway. And Quincy Lee, welcome. And hopefully we'll get to you in the queue soon enough. Yeah, like I said, we're in a Super World right now, and I kind of continue for the first 20 minutes or so. The levels are short, so we'll be continuing in this one a bit longer, but we will go on with the queue after that. See the submissions that are coming up very soon from PB Co, G-Dash, and Quincy Lee. And Mario much quicker on the trigger with the list command than I am here. Okay, let's keep going. And yeah, we'll probably be able to clear World 1, I think. And depending on how things go. And we'll move on. Inside the Desert Temple. Anyway. Let's see about this mushroom. Here we are in SMB3, of course. Dry Bone Set will graciously not chuck stuff at us all day. Oh, was hoping to hit Pokey in the head. There was a time when I could have caught all three. Those of you who know the Magnificent Seven. Whoops, there we go. Oh. Wasn't quite sure which way to run at first, but we'll just let that do its job. We will go down there in a moment. This is very kind of SMP3 style. Check this for one-ups, but there's nothing. This kind of pyramid entry here. Into the Desert Temple. Oops. And up we go. On a freshly spawned cloud, which is nice because the clouds expire based on the time of their appearance. Is this a potential problem with semi-solid? Oh, we totally got trapped. Soft lock. I shouldn't have. I was trying to check that gently and just, you know, hit the ceiling to see if there were invisible blocks there carefully, but I went a little high because I forgot to compensate for the position of the cloud. But yeah, whenever you do semi-solid background decorations, you always check the ceiling. Because that is the thing that happens. And it was a very well-known trap even back in Maker 1. And I think it catches traditional makers especially because, you know, traditional levels tend to be a little more focused on things like using semi-solids for decorative purposes. There's a mistake I used to see a lot in Maker 1, but not so much in Maker 2, because even veteran makers, though, can be caught by that from time to time. So, let's take this one, Fresh Cloud. And yeah, let's not, you know, trap ourselves in rather obvious location this time, but I mean, you know, that's why we test for things. We check those and not going to be afraid to test for them. Just because we might get trapped. And all we lost was one attempt there, so not a big deal. Oops. Probably should have checked pipe, but you know what, let's just get out and go. World record, in spite of the blocking issue there, or, well, I mean, we did hit start over, so I guess that makes sense. Thank you for the GG. Yeah, we'll probably have just enough time to, you know, clear World 1 and possibly a little more, but we'll see. Boom Boom Castle of Heck. Yeah, that's definitely what Heck looks like. And let's pick something up just in case we use it. Actually, we've got lots of gooms all over the place that we can use for these purposes. Look at that bomb stack, just everything getting taken apart there. Absconding one of the bombs wouldn't really have done much for me here. There's really nowhere to take one of them to blow anything up, so let's get way out of the way of the explosion radius on a big one. Okay. Careful here. Check some pipes from time to time, perhaps, but all the gooms are going to sink. Look at that. Do we have anywhere we can fly? Not really enough room here. Oop. That's okay. We'll just use this to float. Platforms are short enough here to mostly preclude flying, I think. But you never know. Yeah, I mean, the ground blocks here are just going to obstruct anyway, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. Float our way down. Let's wait for the cloud to expire so we have a fresh one. We'll also go for the checkpoint flag. Yeah, we'll wait. So we have as much uptime as possible in case that gives me anything interesting. May or may not be the case. And now we can... Plenty of time here. Yeah, so it's one thing where if we didn't give ourselves that much time in the cloud, we definitely could have gotten caught by the expiry there. Although with some power-ups here, I mean, we could take damage on the spikes on that segment. Here, not so much because you would just fall into the lava once the cloud expires. Yeah, you're kind of trusting. Player will take a freshly spawned cloud. And in true Nintendo style, the power-ups will give you a mushroom there at checkpoint. Evan Michael, welcome. Alright, here's a boom boom fight here. This kind of boss fight feels very Maker 1 in a way, where I... Whoops. First of all, I'll take a death there, right as we got the key. In spite of the fact that Boom Boom, now that I think about it, was only introduced in Maker 2, which is very easy to forget, because like people just use Junior all the time for those mini boss purposes in Maker 1. And of course, Maker 1 didn't even have key doors or enemies dropping keys for the longest time. But yeah, stylistically, it feels like a lot of things that set up Junior in Maker 1. Love how you do have the first switching mechanism here. Dropping all of the other blasters. Whoops, bad position. Yeah, Boom Boom is amazing, but extremely versatile and useful in so many ways. Also benefits from a lot of that simplicity as well that you don't get from the Koopalings necessarily. There's a lot of movement options depending on the game style that you're in. Now, welcome, Luther. Floating checkpoints all over the place, yeah. Communication error occurred. Oh, did we... did that get taken down to fix something, or what's going on? Do you let me know? Or is this just something on my end? Because we were into Superworld, so I think maybe the clear didn't register. We can try to go back to the Maker here and look. Yeah, Boom Boom Castle, heck, okay, so we did get clear. Let's see, because we're still technically on this for another 5-10 minutes or so. Oh, new game. Okay, so we actually got kicked out. I think maybe it was a soft lock fix or something then. Alright. That's alright. If it's just going to kick us, then we'll move on to something else in the queue, unless you when we continue. Yeah, this was actually just re-uploaded, probably because of the bug fix, I'm thinking, with the soft lock that we found. So, anyway, the world got taken down, we got kicked out, so we will instead just continue. Link in Time, welcome. Okay, PPCO. I couldn't remember if it's PPCO or PPKO, to be honest. Like a real knockout. But you can correct me either way. Evan Michael, you made a remake of the Super Mario World ROM hack Carl's Toilet. Yeah, I haven't played that, so that'll be a fresh experience for me. If you can really call a toilet a fresh experience. Anyway, let's take a look. Do let me know which level you would prefer, whether it's the newest one here, Raid on Twinkle Peak Ruins, since that was just uploaded yesterday. And yeah, Evan Michael, I understand what you're saying. So, yeah, if you don't have a particular preference, we will go with the latest one, of course. You can see it. Yeah, it is very nice pixel art, actually. And Akisetsuna, welcome. A big shout out. Oh, we're about to in here. And Printing of Time, welcome as well. Alright, let's play this one then. Raid on Twinkle Peak Ruins. Hope Jackbox Knight was treating you well over there. And Doc Juice, welcome. Reached a goal after defeating 5 bonsais. Okay, so something will get you through the door here eventually. And yeah, your favorite stream of the week, good to hear that. Then it's 2 bonsais. Let's remember to actually hit the bonsais. I sometimes forget to read the clear conditions even though they're obvious. Does mean that when we eventually come through the door at the front too, that due to the clear condition, the bonsais will not respawn if I understand this correctly. Because anything tied to clear condition, we'll just do that. So that'll be a kind of interesting way to vary this level as well. That the second time through, you don't have to bonsais in a way, but you also don't get to jump on them for any platforming purposes, like grabbing the 30 coin, for instance. Perhaps we could just bounce into Koopa for that, though. Oh, I'm glad my alerts are actually working today, G-Dash. Because occasionally I have sound problems. Occasionally I have many sound problems. Anyway, let's get on top of the bonsai here. We're almost at the curtain. What's that door at the front all about, then? Oh, the door refreshes you to the beginning in case you missed a clear condition. I see. We don't need that. We got all 5. And, yeah. The RGN, if I'm reading that correctly. Feeling creative again. It's a good time to get back in. Thank you for the GG. It was a chill level in a very literal sense. Funny how that works in wintertime. Alright, G-Dash, let's take a look. And yeah, G-Dash, there is a sploosh, there is definitely also a kaboom. But I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. You think winter has finally arrived here? Anyway, Floodlime's Beautiful Lagoon. This is a Team Jamper from back in 2021. And it's a sequel to Floodlime's Fresh Waters, very widely played. Let's take a look at it. How about a beetle? Thank you! Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I don't have an alert like that. I should put one in. I can't do the beetle voice very well. Oh, we're not reading this accurately. Let's just whack that and, of course, jump over through the on-off gate. Let's pay attention here. And that's going to be a split. I knew it was a split when you just weren't watching our head there. And yeah, just need to watch these very standard jumps here. Nothing too challenging, we just need to be cautious. A 10 coin gets the timing to line up, which is a nice little touch. And then, forward we go. And then, a lot to read at a time, of course. I think sometimes the flashing spikes really kind of throw me off a bit visually, but if we are reading everything else accurately and hitting the shell in the right direction, then things should go well. Thank you so much for the follow. And Luca, I'm glad you thought that was delightful. Okay. Anyway. Down we go. And yeah, and Mario, you're quite welcome to queue more in. Got lots to catch up on, it seems. Bomb's not going to do too much for me here. At least not by the looks of it. Whoops, totally missed that. It's funny because that was actually recoverable if I had noticed that I could just jump out of the water, although the spike in that corner might have had a thing to say about that. Oh. Okay. Nicely timed, that pipe drop there. Also, those spikes under that green pipe, that's totally throwing off somebody, I'm sure. Just assumes it's going to be an up pipe entry. Then we'll hit that. That's going to be a split. Then where do we go from here? It's going to be on the mole and through the pipe. Okay, that went pretty cleanly. For the most part. Whoops. And of course that went pretty cleanly up to a point, but then we have this very well-placed checkpoint here that knows exactly what's coming. Yeah, we weren't watching the placement of the red blocks very well there, but that's okay. We'll do it again this time and accurately. Project that to the right, and then whoops. I was projecting that to the right by kind of pulling back in a jump a bit, but that meant I cut a little too much momentum to get over the spike blocks. And yeah, I always hesitate a bit, I think, when I'm trying to position myself correctly above the shell kick. So that was throwing me off slightly. We'll fix it. Then that's a trap for sure. Yeah, sure, we'll go for that recklessly. Here's TJ. And that's it. Thank you so much, G-Dash. Okay, Quincy Lee. And yeah, thanks for submitting. I don't think I played the original Floodlimes Fresh Waters, incidentally, so if you want to toss that in too, you're quite welcome to. Or anything else for that matter. And yeah, thanks for checking in, Quincy Lee. I do know you're here. -5, Iggy's Facility, also a very fresh upload from this week. Final phase. Never back down. Never surrender, apparently. Never what? Well, we'll see. Captain Napalm. Love the smell of that in the morning. And Nutty Knee, if I'm reading that correctly, welcome and thank you for submitting. Whoops. Oh, totally got caught by that platform, not expecting it to go up. It's kind of interesting listening to the boss music here in this jungle theme. We'll have this vertical segment here where we can go up and then we'll just platform away up top. We can, of course, just run across this too and grab the coins, but Yeah, we're gonna do something risky here and totally not get stun locked, I hope, but okay. Sure. We'll go above. It's funny because if Super Mario World style actually gave us the rotating segments of 5 turn blocks that are in the original Super Mario World, I feel like this would have been a good place for it. I think that's just what occurs to me when I see 5 in a row like that. Alright, Muncher over here. I guess we can whack that for the pipe. And that's an alternate path, perhaps. There we go, what a horror show. Let's not get whacked by the bones, and then we are going to get whacked by the bones, so... We'll try to go for that path again. Oh no, I don't think there's any problem with the jungle theme fitting or anything, it's just... like, I don't mind if things are thematically a little bit unusual, it's... something that gives the course a bit of a unique flavor. If anything, Mario Maker doesn't give us enough flexibility when it comes to mixing and matching music. I can see why a lot of things that are specific to themes and level styles mechanically are kind of specific to a theme, because, you know, if you see Desert Wind or Night Jungle or whatever, you can kind of immediately read what's going on mechanically. But I think there's no reason that Nintendo couldn't have given us a lot more flexibility with mixing up the music tracks, for sure. I feel like the upper path was the way to go with this. The way we did it the first time, but that's okay, we'll just see a little more of the level. Anyway, back to the upper path. Yeah, we can totally run it like this, but if we lose momentum, then we maybe shouldn't. Anyway, let's go up here. Grab the POW, and then Muncher's within range, so we'll just go. Yeah, I also hope Mario Maker 3 is a thing in the next platform. I mean, depending on what the next platform looks like, I confidently expect there will be a Mario Maker 3 at some point. It's just a matter of how long it will take us to get there, and, you know, whether certain things in a feature set actually develop reasonably. The thing is, in some ways, Mario Maker feels small relative to how much the Switch grew other Nintendo communities and franchises. In that Mario Maker 2's numbers compared to Mario Maker 1 on Wii U are not a sign of huge growth the way that many other Nintendo series experienced, but at the same time, it's still, what, like an 8 million seller or something? That's still, you know, a stable kind of second-tier Nintendo franchise of the sort that tends to get supported between generations, as long as there's staff and interest from their end working on it. So, on the other hand, it's hard to tell because, well, Nintendo works in mysterious ways, and but I think, you know, even though numbers have definitely been dwindling over the past year or so in terms of both makers and Twitch viewership, Mario Maker 2 is still actually the game with one of the longest tails when it comes to sustained interest in the long run in the player base. Obviously, it's not going to be Pokemon or Smash or Mario Kart or anything, but it's still a very stable online scene. Certainly, if you've had perspective of how quickly other maker scenes generally tend to die, and really anything smaller than Mario Maker, it's very difficult for maker content to ever remain viable for long in any kind of maker-oriented game, simply because player bases tend to die so quickly. Meanwhile, here in Mario Maker, I find that my experience has been consistently invigorating week to week, and that new makers, new content are just coming in all the time. I think a lot of people have the sense of a scene dwindling simply because people that have known to be active for a very long time steadily leave, but And yeah, Luke, I do think that the support was cut a bit early, but that was true of a lot of the games in that kind of middle Switch period that was also affected by COVID. You know, even something as big as Animal Crossing probably should have gotten longer support than it did. Mario Kart is kind of a massive outlier in that respect in terms of how much additional content it got. But yeah, I feel like they had lots of ideas left in them. Especially after seeing how well implemented both the Link power-up and the SMB2 power-up were. And how much thought and care and attention were clearly put into them. I felt like there was a lot of room for growth from that point on. That it really would have kept the game very interesting. I mean, you know, in many respects, the 3.0 patch that added Koopalings, SMB2, etc., and a lot of the 3D World hats, all of the 3D World hats, really saved this game in some ways. If you look into the metrics of how Mario Maker was doing at the time, like the Super World plus everything else update made a huge impact because it was like the game finally released in some ways. It had a very vibrant community the first year as well, of course, but it's really, really vitally needed that update to survive as a game, I think. And of course, we've been coasting on that patch ever since. I don't know if I would want Wonder Physics. One of the reasons I don't think I would necessarily want physics to carry over directly from Wonder is because the spin jump having the exact height and trajectory as the standard jump really, really threw me off. And you'll notice that in Mario Maker, all of the themes do have the same physics. Like, they all have the kind of slightly modified NSMB, and I think that's a nice, sweet spot. That is a compromise for how the series feels. Obviously, if you know Super Mario World or SMB3 very well, you know that the physics are not the same. You can feel it. But I feel like it's kind of a comfortable compromise where all of the games feel just familiar enough. I don't think having Wonder Physics applied to all of the Mario styles as the standard in the next game would really quite recreate that, because Wonder Physics are actually very different in some ways. And the spin jump is kind of the most noticeable thing. But oops. I should maybe not hug this directly. Okay, we'll do it. And we don't have a key anyway, so never mind that. And then, oh, at any point we could have just, whoa. I was about to hit that and I just kind of missed. And yeah, spin jump I felt was definitely very extraneous in Wonder, simply because it didn't really add anything to the game physically, and, you know, you never really needed it for anything involving contact with enemies either. I know this is kind of a multi-path level. I feel like I've really kind of committed to this first path that we've chosen, but hopefully we're still giving the level a decent look. Yeah. I mean, I like Wonder a lot. I really enjoyed it. Streamed the whole thing to 100% here, but there are definitely reasons why, you know, I don't think I want all of Mario Maker 3 kind of standardized around it. It's funny because, like, the 3D World style in Mario Maker is definitely kind of its own game that doesn't even follow 3D World rules. And there are a lot of things switching between real 3D World and this game that really throw me off too, like, you know, not being able to do the ground pound in the high jump. And other things like that. A lot of little physical changes. Oop. Knew that was a problem. Terminator, welcome back. It's been a long time. Let's read number 24 as we prepare to reset into this level. Just give me one moment while I bring up the screen. And let's bring up number 24. The people who are new here can experience the reward, the price of which has not been updated in very, very long. Anyway, William Shakespeare, sonnet number 24. Mine eye hath played the painter and hath stelled thy beauty's form and table of my heart. My body is the frame wherein 'tis held. In perspective, it is best painter's art. For through the painter must you see his skill to find where your true image pictured lies, which in my bosom's shop is hanging still, that hath his windows glazed with thine eyes. Now see what good turns eyes for eyes have done. Mine eyes have drawn thy shape, and thine for me are windows to my breast, where through the sun delights to peep, to gaze therein on thee. Yet eyes this cunning want to grace their art, they draw but what they see, know not the heart. Thank you for that, Terminator. And Happy New Year to you as well, for 2024 for the new year. Okay. Yeah, Terminator, I hope you're doing well. It's been quite a long time. Of course, I haven't been playing as much Maker this year either, because we basically took several months off for Zelda, and then also lost a lot of streaming time to some outside circumstances. But always good to see people come back. Anyway, let's remember, since we're talking about the spin jump, anyway, let's remember to spin jump from time to time so I don't get whacked by every thwomp. So we found this path up the left side that goes up to the key door, but that doesn't seem to be as helpful as I'd like just yet. Whoops. EHX. Anyway, we'll grab the thwomp. It does get you through the muncher, and I feel like this is a path that we should consider, even if we have to deal with tons of bullets. Yeah, this was where I fell in earlier since we saw the key door. So there wasn't a particular benefit to taking that left side path, I suppose. Oh, this is going to get me into all kinds of trouble. We should have nuked the thwomp. And Terminator, you were busy getting your BA. Congratulations on almost being there. 3 credits away. And let's go over here. I like this path. We'll take it again. There are helmets that can provide an extra hit. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. Thanks for letting me know. We'll discover things as we explore the level, so. Even if I miss things from time to time, I guess that's just for us to discover. And so yeah, previously we were able to take a POW around, so we could actually use it on the thwomp and not just on the muncher. That would be the benefit of doing it that way. Now we have to be really careful with... Whoops. Slaughtered ourselves in right in between the bullets here. There we go. That was way too risky. Do the pipes get me anything? Let's check. No, they don't. Oh, I knew that was coming. That's okay. Whoop. Get whacked again. There's a big chunk of the level that we haven't seen yet simply because we haven't been taking some of the lower paths, but that's okay. We're comfortable with this route. We'll stick with it for now. And just skip over some of these things here. And here we go. I mean, maybe we should check this side. Nah, let's go. Do I believe in New Year's resolutions? As in, do I care about making them? Is that what you're asking? Or do I believe that people take them seriously? Or what do you mean? Because as far as New Year's resolutions go, I find 1080p is good enough for most purposes, but your mileage may vary. Alright, let's go over here. No, I mean, you know, if people, on a serious note, like if people find that it helps as personal motivation, I don't see why not. So we can spin jump over the thwomps, but then why would we want to when we have the POW here already? What does that get us? What if we just whack this guy No particular reason for that. Well, there are other POWs we can hit. I don't know who holds the key, that's the thing. I mean, we know that this POW will also take out this Thwomp stack over here. So, oh, it's probably the Boom Boom. I bet we need to kill... Yeah, we need to kill the Boom Boom after we release it, that's what it is. And we should have saved a POW for... Whoops. We should have saved a POW for when we could get Boom Boom grounded. Or just whack him immediately with one that we're holding, because we know how to get an extra POW in there. Yeah, it's totally Boom Boom that's holding it. I should have realized that when we saw Boom Boom on top of the Thwomp a little while ago, that he's definitely the Keymaster. Anyone who lives off New Year's resolutions puts things off until the New Year. Yeah, unless their New Year's resolution is, I will not put things off until the New Year, perhaps. Oops. Oh, off screen here. Let's watch our position. Yeah, I never remember what my New Year's resolutions are. I don't think I make any that are particularly ambitious in terms of big promises that I tell myself I have to keep, but I totally understand that it is a motivating factor for people sometimes to have a time of the year when they can say, I'm going to commit to this kind of self-improvement or something. I'd like to actually get back to reading books again this year. I used to be such a heavy reader, and then in the past few years, well, pretty much since the pandemic, I haven't been. Not for pandemic reasons, but because of a whole bunch of changes to lifestyle and scheduling. Okay, I guess, okay, no, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this POW, and then we're going to use the held POW to try to whack Boom Boom when we can. And totally miss. That's okay. So, really hoping we could do it that way, but that's okay. Let's get out of here while he's in shell form, and let's be careful with all the bullets, which are going to be a problem if they're on screen. There we go. Alright, that was pretty stylish. Hey, look at that. Not that we can do much with the 1-ups, but we will get out. And let's see what's left. Memorable Mario Maker levels that I played. I have to think about that because I played so many that are solid, and I don't necessarily remember which year I played what. I judged a couple of the puzzle contests in the puzzle community this year, and some of the best ones were very, very good. And so those are some of the ones that come to mind. Like there was the 3D World IKEA pipe level, the West Crafted guy, and then there was the kind of like a water pump automaton level that was by Ape Taster that won the other contests. Those were a big deal. Platforming wise, I playtested a lot of things from a Super World that has not been released yet in full. Not to embarrass the makers too much because at least one of them might be in the room, but that is looking very promising. I'm told it should be out before too long. Yeah, because basically, you know, if you're a Super World enthusiast, you have something very good coming for you soon enough. Okay. Sure, let's whack the Muncher. I'm not sure if the Cloud is going to be much use beyond this point. Wow, it nearly got dunked there. Alright, let's do this. And then who are we trying to kill this time anyway? I think we're just trying to outrun. But yeah, if you have caught up on 8MMC rather, 8 Mario Maker Celebration, was just released. A lot of spectacular creations in that one, like many of them. The one I spent the most time on was that Captain Toad level by Theoremon, which had a challenging but very interesting secret path. That one definitely stood out. But as a whole, that level set was a very good one. Yeah, we played lots of great stuff this year, as usual. Okay. Luckily, we get lots of shells here. And we just wear the shells immediately to just kind of bump to chain chomps like that, because that's very stylish. And we like playing that way. And I guess the blasters will take care of themselves. Yes, they will. Alright, we should be out of here pretty soon, I think. Yeah, Luca soon trademark. You know what I associate it with is like Blizzard used to do that a lot with their games. I would say soon trademark, because they used to have a reputation for only shipping things when it's ready. Back in their prime. Anyway. Yeah, this is an absolutely huge level, and it looks like we only saw a fraction of it. And of course, we spent quite a while just getting through that initial segment of the first key, but we figured it out eventually once I played it with sufficient focus, so... Thank you so much for that, Quincy Lee. I know we didn't really see as many of the helmet power-ups as we should have, with how this was laid out, but... looks like we... still managed to get through a pretty decent chunk of it, so... yeah, Terminator, so it's a complicated kind of IP issue, but the original representation of Mickey Mouse in Steamboat Willie, like that particular design, is going to be in the public domain. It doesn't apply to all of Mickey Mouse in his entirety, because of course Disney planned well ahead for this in terms of controlling their intellectual property. But it's still a pretty major copyright landmark, yes. And yeah, a lot of things will differ by country and region as well, in terms of when things do enter the public domain. But I know a lot of things online are kind of aligned to what the US is doing with copyright law at any given point. And thank you so much for submitting, Terminator. Let's see what's next. Evan Michael, thank you so much for waiting, if you are still here. I believe you are. But you might want to check in just in case. Yep, okay, great. Yeah, I know that last one was a little bit on the longer side with how I was playing, so thank you all the makers for waiting. Like I said, we usually do try to make a policy of getting through everybody who is in the queue. You told me this was the remake of the Super Mario World ROM hack, which, as I said, I have not played before, so this will be fresh. Many things in Super Mario World you can't do in Maker 2, so yeah, we are not going to notice. Okay, so this is a jump off Yoshi, because there he goes in the toilet. This is an on-off switch followed by the Koopa shell, which we're going to deflect over to... oh no, it's not, it's a fish. It's a poison fish, so we have to be cautious about that. In that case, I guess we just get out of here and back into the first room, and then maybe that is going to... oh, yeah. No, I see, because this was... we came in through the door, not through the pipe, yeah. E-switch is going to get me through here, I guess? But then, do we want to go through here with the P still active? I don't know that it affects anything. Okay. Oh, if we were able to take damage, we would have been able to do this. But if we have a mushroom, we could smash through this anyway and spin jump on the way down, so... is this a shroom or is this a fish? It is neither. But we aren't able to take damage at this point, so possibly I'm dead? We'll see if there's something I can trigger. Or maybe we'll just try to go up the pipe. Whoops. Terminator, no, I have not seen Godzilla -1. Is that the latest one that is, you know, kind of official Toho Japanese Godzilla, or...? Because I've not actually kept up with anything Godzilla in a very long time. I watched a lot of classic Godzilla when I was a wee lad, but... let's try to make it over, although I would still need a mushroom in order to... oh yeah, we can't even kill this thing here, so this is not going to be that helpful. You know, I bet that if we had this open with a P-switch, that it would pop something out of the pipe to perhaps give me a mushroom. But we're going to try this up pipe here because we haven't tried it yet. But I bet that's what it is. That down here, that's supposed to be a power-up if we had a timing for it. Yeah, Evan Michael, don't worry about hints. I usually do without them. I have stared at puzzles for hours on end with no hints, and I'm totally comfortable with that, even though viewers might not be. And Dojin Charles, welcome. Okay, let's go through here and let's see what this gives me. Any power up or anything? Nope. Nothing. So we would need to take damage there, unless there's a mushroom somewhere I'm missing. Well, let's think about that. Yeah, right. We didn't do anything useful with that previously. Also, we could try to... well, yeah, that was obviously going to hit me up. I knew that was going to happen. I think I just wandered down there in case there was some kind of trick involved. Let's go back and look at this again. Thank you for the submission, Dojin Charles. And yeah, Terminator, I haven't kept up with, like I said, anything Godzilla in an extremely long time, so I didn't know how active the sort of original Toho productions still were. Coming out of Japan. I mean, I knew that Godzilla Minus One existed, I just didn't really pay much attention. Okay, so this guy's not going to walk off, but if the P-switch expires, then we no longer have access to the pipe that's later on. I feel like we needed to grab something and hold into this guy here too. Well, let's see. Definitely can't go there without a power-up of some sort. Can't do much over here. Or do much over here without taking additional damage. So we're definitely missing a power-up in some spot, so we'll just need to hunt for that. Yeah, like I said, I have no familiarity with the original Hex, so I don't exactly know how trolly or not this is going to be for a level that's labeled for Carl, but so we'd go here. Oh, you know what? You switch backwards and then on-off. That's what it is. And then we have access to a shell, which will then give me access to the location. Whoa, okay, fine. That's okay, we can come back here and respawn a shell. Which will then give me access to the spot with the Goom later on, which will then hopefully give me the mushroom. Okay, yeah, this was staring me in the face the whole time. We should have gotten it much earlier. But do it. Oh, we need to switch it the other way, okay. So we will just do that. Yeah, I wasn't really even thinking about the blue blocks over there. It's easy to just forget something like that. It's going to P-switch backwards. Yeah, this was staring me in the face the whole time. This is actually very obvious, but we'll try to be careful not to hit the fish too many times. Too many times. proceed through here. Okay. That'll get... Whoop! Jumped too early. Hit the muncher. Hang on. Okay, we know what to do at this point. We just need to do it. E-switch, backwards, on-off switch, Koopa shell. And then switch again. Very difficult to avoid that bounce. Let's do this again. And you know what? We'll just trap the Koopa. Do it that way. That might be a bad idea, actually, but... Very sad. Oh... Yeah. Actually, probably a bad idea because it means that the Koopa remains in a shell, which means that the wake-up might potentially happen. Maybe doing it that way was not clever. It might be easier to just take the fish. Unless there's a reason that you want the Koopa to walk later, which is entirely possible. Given the placement of this block, it's very, very possible that you actually need the Koopa to walk in a certain location. And so we should keep that in mind if we are thrown off by something Koopa related later on, that this seems pretty specifically set up to make that a possibility. Oh, nope. Let's just go through again. Yeah, it seems pretty specifically available as an option that you get the Koopa to wake up somewhere else. And wonder how he got from here to there. But we'll whack the fish every time while we're still in the process of doing this, and then we'll see what we can do to shell, probably getting rid of the Goomba in the next segment. But if it is something like, you know, walking it off, and yeah, so here's the problem, is that you actually need an up throw with a shell in order to hit the question block. Otherwise you get stuck. So mushroom over here, except now we have a problem because, no, we need to outrun the mushroom. If we don't outrun the mushroom, then we get stuck here. Because we need to pick up the mushroom on this side. Then we can whack these blocks and then go down the pipe. So yeah, I don't see a reason why we need to Koopa to walk, so we just need to dodge the fish. We'll do it that way. Okay. Let's walk over here. And yeah, we'll unavoidably spawn one fish. That's just going to happen. Just not lose the shell against it, and we should be okay. Let's just watch our jumps here. And here. Okay, up throw in this location, and then we outrun. And pick up here. Then we smash all this and go down. And then here's hello. LOL. Now we can pick up quite a few stars here, but it looks like maybe an anti-soft lock trap. It totally is an anti-soft lock trap. Yeah. Now because it's not past checkpoint or something, there's no particular reason why we need to suffer through it, unless we just re-enter the door, of course. Okay, that's still trapped. But then we can just let this expire and then leave, right? Oh, this is interesting, actually. Yeah, because instead of going down through the pipe then, you just take the mushroom and you continue to damage boost through this next segment. And this door shows you that that's the way to go. Yeah, it's an anti. Like I said, since it's not past checkpoint, you know, the fact that it's an anti doesn't matter. I find that anti-soft locks are the kind of thing that's fun once. that if we do it once, I feel like I've seen it. I've played troll levels where I'd, rather just start the level over than deal with an anti-soft block, but it really depends on how they're designed. Okay. Oops, totally missed. That's okay. Go through here. And head on up. And try not to die to this one. Oh, whoops. Then we'll outrun. And we'll just ignore this pipe then. Doesn't look like there's any benefit to it. Okay, let's not die to the squish. And let's just damage our way over. We know where that door leads, so... Now, is this going to be some kind of trap? Yes. I thought so. But it looks like you fall into the lower pipe. That's the way to do it. You just need to run it and fall into the lower pipe. It totally looked like a trap. Well, sometimes there's just one thing to do, which is spring the trap. Okay. And we'll just get back out and back another P. We know the sequence up to that point, so no real surprises yet, apart from going a bit low against that shell. We don't need to play that incautiously. Well, E-switch first, then we'll go back. And then hit this, let it jump, and let's go. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Then we'll throw this one and outrun. Love the little pig effect there. Very well placed. Okay, so we just run it at this point. Oh no, I really should have preserved momentum to fall into that. I hesitated at exactly the wrong moment. But it looks like it should be falling into the lower pipe. It's the only thing I can see there that I can do unless there's some other interaction that's hidden in that as an alternate path. Anyway, we have a pretty reliable method for the early rooms at this point. So we just need to go back and not make too many mistakes along the way. Yeah, I knew as soon as I fell down there that I was going to be in big trouble. Like I said about mistakes along the way. So yeah, like I said, I don't really have any context for the original hack. So if you want to regale me with any stories about it, like who made it, or when it was released, or how much attention it got in the ROM hack community, do you feel free to let me know. Okay, let's go up. Throw over here and through. Okay, let's not get squished. And hold. We probably should have hit that block to see what was in it. Okay, looks like we can't go back through that pipe because of the fish. So what does that mean? It means the Goomba is going to walk over there at this point. We needed to maybe just hold right into that. Unless there's a way I can get the goom in order to throw it into the fish. I think we just needed to hold right. Looked like a bit of a timing trap in terms of Cheep's position, so... We'll have to go back and see. I'm not exactly sure. Possibly there was something I needed to hit in the block that was above the pipe entrance that would give me, say, a power-up to survive that, but given the position of the block, it would only be potentially a winged element or something else. Don't know what it could be. Okay. Toss and run. Okay, there we go. Gracefully timed. Nothing, okay. You know what? We're going to let the P-switch expire to see if it affects anything. It wouldn't affect anything here. And we run it. Yeah, just need to be fast. This checkpoint looks very trappy. I don't know what the current on-off state is. That's one thing that would be affected here. And yeah, you have more bombs kind of spawning, and then we'll see where we want to go with that. But then we can block spawns just by standing in this position though, right? Because we're close enough to the pipes. Nope. Yeah, that's not a down pipe. Thought it might be. You just copied it from a YouTube video, I see. Okay, so if you're at checkpoint... Yeah, I should have read the tracks there. Looks obvious in retrospect. That's okay, we'll just sit through this and then... This means we need to walk off pretty much right away, I think, given the track position. I actually didn't exactly see what the initial track position was of the... springs there, but given that they must have been placed in the middle of the track segment, then we just kind of hang right and drop off of that quickly before... Okay, maybe not. Or maybe we just jump. Yeah, so I guess we're supposed to enter the green pipe, but let's wait it out. Anyway. Yeah, given the placement of those tracks, I really should have suspected it was going to be something like that, but... Just need to jump immediately. Nothing more complicated than that. Okay. So... I mean, this obviously looks pretty suspicious. I don't know if there's a particular reason why you might want to hit P-switch and go back. Obviously, that would eliminate all of the blocks that are to the left of the pipe as you run out, but then you would be caught under the one-way panels, so that's not helpful. Yeah, obviously you attract mushrooms, so if you jump over the gap, assuming there's nothing invisible there, that will dunk you. And then you should be able to lead the poison mushroom into the trap, but we'll see. I feel like we'll be staring at this bit a lot, but that just comes with the territory. Gives us a bit of an opportunity here to, I don't know, sip a beverage or read a chat or something. Thank you for the follow. I was thinking that maybe potentially there's some kind of P-switch affected mechanism that's over here, but we will just exit. So you have a spike ball over here. I don't know what that's useful for yet, but let's say we go over, we track this down, and let's say we do P-switch. Now it could be a number of things. It could be taking a P-switch, it could be activating a P-switch, it could be anything. So we'll just have to scout it and see. Yeah, it's going to be having the P-switch available. You know what? It's going to be dropping the P-switch and then be jumping it. I feel like if we hit the P-switch going into that room, that's not actually going to give me what I want. Wind Waker was not my first Zelda, no. But it is kind of a sentimental favorite of mine. Obviously, there are things about it that has... things about it that have been outstripped in terms of design, but... In some ways, it is a kind of sentimental favorite video game in many respects. And I still think it holds up magnificently. I haven't replayed it in quite some time, but every time I do go back to it, I have a wonderful experience. So it is a game that is very, very dear to me. But anyway, let's get out. But yeah, absolutely love Wind Waker. I have lots of good things to say about it. Alright, so we know that we can activate the P-switch if we want the coins, but I feel like that's going to be a trap of some sort. That what we actually want to do is drop and P-jump. Whoops, okay, maybe not. That will, in fact, get me into trouble. I was trying to soft drop the P, but that's not what we want to do. Because we're on top of a pipe at that point, in fact, we don't need to worry about the falling platform that we are on top of in that position. The platform's not going to sink because we're making contact with the pipe first. Yeah, it was your first Zelda you got into the series late during the Wii U era. Okay, so you played it for the first time in the HD remaster then. Yeah, they definitely streamlined one or two things. But yeah, it's a great way to experience it. I definitely miss the Miiverse feature in it as well, in fact, with the photo sharing. Made the Nintendo Gallery much easier to complete than in its original form. Where for true 100% you actually needed a Game Boy Advance with a link cable. Alright. Yeah, because they basically revamped what Tingle does in Wind Waker HD to compensate for the fact that there's no GBA. But yeah, I actually felt like Wind Waker HD, even though it was a remaster of an existing game, was probably the best use of the Wii U gamepad in a Nintendo-developed game. I thought the implementation of the gamepad was absolutely magnificent. Arrow pointing there, it's indicating to me maybe I want the P-switch to be activated in advance in case that is spawn blocking something. Oh, we needed this to be on camera with the P-switch. If this were on camera, then possibly spike balls drop down from above. Yeah. So never mind, we'll preserve the same method and we'll just jump to move the camera. Oops, we'll do this again. And yeah, Netcat, happy View Year's Eve to you from across Times Square as well. I am, of course, kind of searching my memory to try to remember what film that is. It'll come back to me. Anyway. Whoops. Oh, you know what? We can take a bomb. That's not actually going to be useful, so... At least I don't think it is. Unless there's a reason to hot potato the bomb. But yeah, given this little blue platform fake out here, I think it's pretty clearly going to be P-jump up here, and then we jump up to release something. Spike balls, yep, as expected. Should have done spin jump there. Yeah, that was going to be a problem. That comes out late enough that I think we can actually outrun it. Outrun the piranha, maybe? Yeah, maybe that's doable. Or we despawn it. But the problem with despawning is that we've already expended... No, we can't quite outrange it, because it's definitely still there. But if we go left before it spawns, I think we can actually outrun it. But then when you spawn... When you run back over to the pipe, then you would have to deal with the piranha again, so... Even if it despawns, I don't think that solves the issue. I think we can just outrun. Yeah, Netcat, it sounded vaguely like something I'd seen in a film, so... But yeah, the simultaneous gamepad map did absolute wonders for the treasure hunting element in particular in Wind Waker. There's a lot about it that just made sense with the second screen. Oops. It made it a very smooth experience. But yeah, I should go back and replay it at some point, even though Miiverse is no longer available. Okay, let's pop this, and let's see if we can outrun the piranha spawn on the pipe. I think we can. Because it doesn't actually hit you until it's all the way out, right? While it's squeezing. Okay. Spawn this stuff, and then we probably have to spin jump on top of this just to get out as quickly as possible. Actually, no, you can probably spin over it as it's coming out. Looking at the timing here. Whoops. There we go again. I knew I was supposed to jump there, but once again, I just missed the timing. I feel like it should be possible to outrun the piranha, but we have to figure out... Or maybe we just try to get the pipe off screen once the spike balls come down. But then we would still have to deal with the problem, like I said, when we run back towards the pipe, so... We'll see. Anyway, let's jump. Yeah, spin over to piranha, that's what I thought. And yeah, Dervish Visor, we get recognized quite a bit in crowded spaces like that, don't we? Last time I was in New York, I was in Times Square quite a bit because we'd be, you know, queuing for things like Broadway Rush tickets and the like. So let's say we're off screen here. Oh, that's actually on top of a hazard. Like intersecting with spikes or something, so... Can't just cheese it that way. We'll just spin over it. I was trying to get the pipe off screen so we can kind of have a bit more control over our timing going towards the pipe, but I don't think that solves the problem. I think we just approach quickly and get around a piranha. We'll see. Like I predicted, we'd be staring at the screen quite a bit. Yeah, you have to kind of anticipate the jump a little bit on that. That's the correction you have to make. Oops. Down we go. I don't know that I spotted anybody famous just by walking around New York, though. I know that some people really do have that experience that they, you know, see people they know from public life hanging around, but then now do we want to spin over all the rest of that? I don't think we do, so let's do it like this. So I feel like that would have been potentially a trap. Whoa, no, okay, we took too long. Wait a minute, just standard cheap sheet, we'll jump it. Sure, let's just enter as is. Okay, that's awfully suspicious. Do we want a shroom or not? Pick a pipe? Nope, not pick a pipe, it's just right. I bet this drop is actually safe, but we're going to try it this way first. This is also suspicious. Okay, we see the gate over there, and then... Well, I mean, we can't quite see far enough to see what it looks like on the right side of that gate. We know it's under the Muncher and Star anti-soft lock room. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Anything? We just need to hang left on that then. I mean, I didn't know where that was going to be, so, but we just hang left on it. What's sus? It's kind of funny. I know this fellow who's a professional guitarist who is somebody I've worked with in the past, who, like most working musicians, also does quite a bit of teaching, and he related the story a little while ago of how he had a very young student who saw a chord symbol, like, you know, C7 sus or something, which would be dominant 7th with suspended 4th instead of a 3rd. Because that's what it means by a suspension chord, right? You have a 4th instead of a 3rd in the chord. And this young student just kind of asked him, well, what is this C suspicious chord? Because, you know, he's clearly been somebody who's had played Among Us or spent a lot of time on the internet with people who have. He just called it, what's this suspicious chord? And anyway, that's hilarious if you're a musician, and probably not that funny if you're not. But, okay, that's good. That's exactly what we wanted. Just go through. And then we'll just hang left. Don't know what gets triggered here if you do come in here with a shroom, but we're not going to find out. And then we got it. Okay. Took way too long with that, but we won. Yeah, maybe there are a couple of traps that we didn't really set off, particularly near the end with the various mushroom traps in the last segment, but I don't know what I missed, so there we go. Let's see what is next. Yeah, depending on clear rate, we'll probably close the queue to new submissions relatively soon, but, you know, things are short enough right now that we'll keep going for the time being. What does N Mario have in store for me this time? Let's find out. Legend of the Hidden Cannonball. Activate the P-switch to reveal the legendary cannonball for a great jump. This is a very early level. Within 2 months of the game's release. Legend of the Hidden Cannonball. Back in a 1.0 state of the game. I can't even remember if we had spike balls. I'm pretty sure we didn't have spike balls at that point, did we? Or am I thinking of something else? I feel like I would have known if we had spike balls in the 1.0 state of the game, and the reason I say that is because the very first thing I made in Maker 2 was something with the... Well, it was kind of a puzzle platforming kind of level that had an Indiana Jones theme to it. And the thing is, I absolutely would have done the boulder sequence with a spike ball if that tool were available. So if memory serves, I don't think Spike was even in the launch state of the game, but the launch state of the game in 2019 feels so far back now in terms of the tool set that we had at the time. And so much of the Mario Maker 2 experience was defined by the later patches with everything that was added in. Ice coins, P-blocks, everything. Anyway, Legend of Hidden Cannonball, well, something was definitely hidden there. Oop. We'll check every pipe, somewhat unwisely. Then we'll have the same issue over here. So we can't jump on Magic Koopa, apparently. It's bound there by another unseen and hazardous force. Yeah, Luca, I'm pretty sure we didn't have Pokies. Oh, we do need to kill it then. Alright then. I guess we'll go back and do that. Ah, okay, so, yeah. That's what the issue was, but you do get mushrooms out of the pipe. I didn't know what it made contact with previously, but it is possible to safely kill it and not make contact with a spike top, but you have to be very precise. Because it is pretty well disguised in that snack. Yeah, the 2 doors over there are matching, of course. They're linked to each other. Whoop. Okay, so much for the mushroom. That's okay, we'll get one from the pipe. Oh. Okay. Okay, sure. We'll do that. That'll get me through. Wait, that didn't give me the key, though. So, never mind. Alright, so if you don't get the key off this... Oh, because we didn't kill him. Yeah, of course. Forgot about the wings there. Anyway, let's head on through to the checkpoint. And yeah, there's some kind of scroll break that happens on the left side when something else gets triggered eventually. Probably something to do with the on-off switches blocking a Podoboo or something, I don't know. But we'll expend this now, even though we could have kept it for a second round when we come back here with state switch. And good old cannonball ride. And here's Boom Boom. Lonely Boom Boom before the Koopalings came in and joined him in here in Maker 2. Yeah, I feel like Spike was added with the Link patch. Hence why... Well, I mean, you know, one of the first things that everybody tried with Link was the Pogo jump on a Spike Ball. It was just something that everybody naturally gravitated towards testing, I think. Let's just take the P-switch. Oh, we'll have to take it back with us, perhaps. Nope, back through the door. In the off state, because then we can go through the left, and then using the P-switch, we're able to drop the bomb. Oh. Thrown off by that. That's okay, we'll redo this. And that does not give you a flower, so... We'll keep that in mind. Not that we really used the flower in the Boom Boom fight earlier, but... I mean, it looked like the power-ups were going to be optional anyway. It's not like we required that for igniting a bomb or... Come on, let's watch out here. It's funny because this is, you know, well-timed to be flexible towards the player when it comes to how your jumps are going to go on the cannonballs on the left side, and it was still, we missed just the easiest thing over here as we see more cannons spawn at just the right time to get you across. Okay. We could have done that the stylish way and tried to get Boom Boom to dunk himself into the lava, perhaps, but... Actually, I don't think he does that. Does he? Anyway, I don't remember. Let's grab the flower. Let's grab the P and the key. He seems rather important here. And let's go. Let's not miss this time. then, let's not throw the P over here either. He drops the bomb, and then we can... Yeah, the reason I thought that we would have a fire flower at this point is so we could ignite the bomb with something. I mean, we could have done it with a jump, but then we would be trapped in the one-way panels, and we would take damage from there, so... Probably not it. Something's going to bounce here. Oh, it's going to be the bomb, perhaps. It's going to ignite. Nope. Yeah, you're supposed to grab one bomb and then maybe jump on another one, too. Oh. It's going to be a little bit risky. Okay, that's also going to be risky. We're probably missing something obvious, like perhaps jumping on a spring myself. Yeah, jumping on a spring myself might have helped here. Why don't we just do things the easy way? Because that's not how we play. Well, we still have the key all this time that's just been sitting here, so... I feel like we're supposed to jump on top of it on the square, but that's going to be a difficult timing to spot. And then in we go, and this would be a bad time to realize that you didn't pick up the key. Luckily we did. Anyway, here's Junior. Totally gonna get trapped here, but we'll have more flowers, so... Oh, that's okay, we'll just sit on the flowers. Use of the Lakitu up top, of course. Anyway, I guess we're supposed to nuke all of these guys once Junior's out of the way and has given us the key. And then we blow that up. And then we'll take another POW with us, because why not? We'll come into this door fully powered up. Now, why would we want to do this? I guess we'll see. And then I guess we're encouraged to take the spring. I'm going to take the POW just to see what happens. Checkpoint. And let's just swap over after the P-switch expires. Or actually, no, we just need to go back and swap it, perhaps. The cannon is taken out after the P-switch expires, that's important, but... Okay. And then, oh, maybe the cannon gives you something to jump on. For the flag. Or not. Oh, maybe we do have to just retrace the level and... Actually, no, the on-off switch is, if it's in the off state, it eradicates the wall at the end, right? We should remember this. Rather, okay, I guess we missed it. Well, so much for that. Then I guess we just loop back and, yeah, this is the cannonball that's in the title of the level. I see it. But then, we no longer have a key. Because we spent it. So, we do need a P-switch active at the very beginning of this entire space. Because that is what makes the cannonball available, and then we run it all the way to the end. So if we miss it, and we don't have a key there, then... Oh no, because I'm past checkpoint. I'm past checkpoint, so I just need to kill the Magic Koopa. However, we are going to respawn at the latest checkpoint because we're going to run out of time. Because, yeah, we don't have enough time to just loop around the whole thing. Okay. Okay, we'll just respawn here with the cannonball and then ride it out. Because, yeah, otherwise you would have to loop... Actually, let's not do this, because if we hit checkpoint right here, we reset with 2 seconds to go. Okay. Whoops. So we actually did... Yeah, we should have just died. In fact, we should have taken the timer death and just reset at the cannonball. Instead, I reset myself back all the way here. because of that very unwise loop near the end. Whoops. Rather poorly planned, but that's okay. That's the sort of mistake we make around here. Let's just redo this entire segment. But it looks like ordinarily, if you're not in timer trouble, you would actually have to loop around a level anyway. It's just that the on-off switches would cooperate with you somewhat. We'll leave things in the off state, and we'll go back. It does kind of require a bit of memory on the player's part that you do need the off state here, but whoops. Too many jumps here, we could have just gone left. Luca, new year, new mistakes. Well, we're not there yet. Still new mistakes Eve over here. Anyway, let's go. And let's go. Old year, old mistakes. That sounds more like it, yes. I'm sure the new year isn't going to eliminate too many of those old mistakes either, but that's alright. It'll just mean everything has a warm sense of familiarity to it. Okay. Yeah, for once my habit of taking critical checkpoint flags with seconds left to go did not work to my advantage. New Year, same mistakes, exactly. I think you know the score. Anyway, we'll do this the quick way this time. And we'll outrun this, or... Wow, that's a tricky, tricky jump there. But it's just a sneak preview of what is to come. So yeah, we actually have a long segment ahead of us as we loop back. I feel like maybe that should not be the way we do it if we fail to outrun the big cannonball. Or fail to get in position, rather, for the big cannonball later on. Anyway. Yeah, so pretty significant time loss from the checkpoint mistake earlier. Natcat, what's New Year's resolution? As I was telling somebody earlier, if you don't mind me repeating myself, I think 1080p is good enough for now. Until we get into some more powerful hardware. But that, on a serious note, I should actually read more books again, like I used to do. Before Mario Maker and other things took over my life. Whoops. Yeah, I used to be a very heavy reader year on year, and then the last 3 years or so, I just haven't been. And it's been a very strange and unsettling change in my lifestyle that was kind of unexpected. But... Whoops. Yeah. Actually, yeah, no, I hadn't really given New Year's resolutions or anything much thought, to be honest. That was just the first thing that came to mind. I should actually have resolved to, you know, finish a Maker level this year, which I haven't done in quite a long time. Whoops. Okay, that's a bit of a lock right here. I don't think that could be reset. Let's just go back to checkpoint. Yeah, Natcat, my reading pile has been growing absolutely massive in the past few years because I've been backlogged from, you know, not really catching up on it. Okay, let's get into this. So there's no single answer to that. Do I have some concepts in a course mod half finished? I have many concepts in a course mod half finished. I'm just bad at finishing things. But I've had a lot of stuff sitting around, and, you know, I was hoping I could finish something for one of the MMCs, but things got in the way. So I didn't really have enough time to work on it. But and of course this year, you know, most of my video game time was just completely monopolized by Zelda for several months on end, so... Yeah. Actually, in a time that I wasn't really able to stream this autumn, I caught up on a lot of backlog on my PC. Whoops, no, yeah, I didn't mean to catch both cannonballs at once. Obviously, we should go top first before bottom. And yeah, look, if I don't tend to stream making so much, partly because, you know, I don't really like the controller interface for making all that much. But also because I think it would not be very interesting to watch. I spend a lot of time just staring at tweaking, you know, single tile adjustments and such. I mean, I think anybody who's a maker who's put in a lot of time into the game, as many of you have, know the feeling exactly that sometimes you just kind of tweak and tweak and tweak. But yeah, if I actually bother to finish something at some point, I'll definitely do the video of the clear check and the behind-the-scenes maker documentary like I used to do. A couple of my other creations. But I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't really released anything in several years at this point. And so we'll see if there's interest. The thing is, because I play so many viewer levels of interesting concepts, I'm constantly learning more things about this game than I can reasonably remember and use. I always tell myself, oh, I have to try this thing in the core spot later after the stream, and I never get around to catching up to most of the interesting concepts that we see or think about. Because there are just so many of them, day to day. But I still think Maker 2 has a lot of life left in it. It's too bad so many things are deleted by Nintendo, of course, but we're definitely seeing new ideas all the time, and I think there's a lot of room for that. And Captain Napalm, you're saying to people who are interested in making better levels will watch. Well, maybe so. I've definitely enjoyed watching maker streams from other experienced makers before, but I find that from watching them I know that, you know, my workflow isn't quite the same. But yeah, after all this time I still encounter a little bit of clunkiness every now and then from the controller interface when I make levels in that. I became more comfortable with it in recent years because I've been playing much more docked than handheld compared to what I used to do when Mario Maker first came out. I used to be a kind of primarily portable player, but then after I got my capture card, not so much. Whoa, bad idea, bad idea. That's good. This is a hard timing to spot. But we got it. Alright, we're finally almost out of here. Let's not lose that checkpoint again. If we can avoid it. And yeah, no particular benefit to grabbing the POW and keeping it, I suppose. I don't know if there's a benefit to keeping the spring, but there might be. Anyway, we'll kill these and eventually. Come on. That's fine, we'll just grab flour. Then, where's my POW? There it is. Okay, let's get out. You're kind of worried that some of the levels in Super World can be deleted even though there's no glitch on them. Yeah, because it's a very opaque process in terms of how and why things get deleted. I feel like sometimes when people report things because they just don't know how to clear them, maybe it only gets casually looked at. And you know, if we had the POW, we could actually have re-entered the door. Oh, we forgot to get the on-off. That's right. Yeah, because there definitely have been some false positives with glitches before in terms of people's courses getting deleted even though the interactions are fairly standard, just unusual. Okay. Nope, completely missed. And we were a bit behind. It's better to take a death, though. It's better to take a death and restart at this checkpoint. Thunder 437, if you're asking me if you can submit Kaizo, you're welcome to. I might not necessarily do very well, but I'm certainly willing to play it if that's what you're asking. I feel like that mushroom might cost me too much time. We'll catch up on a scroll a bit here. Okay, wow, that was quite the dodge in that muncher. Nope, too late. That's okay. Like I said, I'd rather take the death. We'll probably close up to new submissions after this level, so we have a reasonable chance of finishing the rest of the queue. I may even close up very, very soon, in fact. Let's do this. What levels do I prefer? Well, I mean, you know, people send me a bit of everything to test, but we definitely play a lot of puzzles, although those aren't as good a fit for viewer levels given the time they can take sometimes. And of course, a lot of levels that just have really interesting platforming mechanics to them, like, you know, very unique interactions. So yeah, you have the arrows going up. I do wonder what the bottom right landing point gives you, whether it still lets you clear the level, just less spectacularly, or whether it just resets you somewhere. And yeah, Luke, I'll read what you're saying about the report button in a moment. Let's just try to erase this first. Okay, we'll outrun. That's potentially a good sign until we run into the Muncher and get into potential issues with the Magic Koopa and Spike Top. Nope. You see. No, not enough momentum. We can't do it that way. You'd think it'd be way less common for levels getting deleted for dumb reasons if the report button was just a second click away from the casual audience. Yeah. Because too many people kind of have that endless mentality, I think, sometimes, where it's like when people just impulsively boo things if we can't delete them, right? I think it's very similar in some respects if they're just stumped about anything in the slightest. Yeah, Thunder, I hadn't seen that level, so if anybody recorded it, I should take a look at that. Unless I can still grab it off coordinated upload. I know enough people who are involved in things like troll making and such that we should actually do like a coordinated upload showcase at some point. I know that something as similar is planned for GDQ, like that Carl is actually doing a glitch showcase. But I often feel like a lot of things that are classified as glitches are also very promising platforming or puzzle mechanics that are not necessarily troll levels. Like, there are a lot of troll mechanics that, if it weren't for the fact that Nintendo deleted them, would actually make for really good standard levels, right? Like how... Definitely, somebody was asking me earlier about, you know, some of the best levels I've played this year. If any of you are familiar with the Samwell Portal level from this year's Summer GDQ, I think it was, That was a huge highlight of this year, because it was, you know, actually a well-designed gimmick platforming level using the teleportation glitch, and you know, it's a really kind of eye-opening look at the kind of content that Mario Maker 2 could have if Nintendo were less interventionist. And yeah, Thunder, I won't be able to click through to the link until after I stream, but you are quite welcome to share it. If you want to share a link, let me know in advance so I can permit you, because the bot is a bit aggressive about links sometimes. Or you can DM it to me, or you can post it in the Discord. It's your choice. But if you want to post a link in chat, just warn me ahead of time, because we'll have to get the bot to not stomp on you first. Okay, let's just forget about the Magic Koopa. The Cannonball is the important part here. We're losing too much momentum. We're just about at the curtain, so... And yeah, Captain Napalm, if you're not able to stay, that's alright. We'll hopefully catch you next time. I know I've taken a little bit long on this one because we had the huge checkpoint problem earlier. But we run viewer levels pretty regularly at this time. And even though I'm planning to mostly switch to Maker 1 starting next week, we'll still be doing Maker 2 viewer levels regularly, so... Oh, whoops, that's okay. We'll forget about that unless we need it. And except that completely tripped me up at this point, so... Never mind, let's just die. Yeah, you didn't go for glitch level or GDQ because you can't keep the level uploaded at all, yeah. Totally understand it if it's the kind of thing that just gets stomped on immediately. Yeah, if the game weren't so structurally focused on, you know, keeping the endless players happy and having that be the main discoverability in the game, Mario Maker would have much fewer issues. I know that one thing that, you know, the troll community has wanted for a long time is just the ability to tag a level to opt out of Endless and in exchange for not being stomped. But yeah, it's very easy as somebody who's, you know, networked with a Mario Maker community, particularly as a streamer, to just lose sight of how much of the sort of standard civilian Mario Maker experience is built around Endless Mode. And how, well, that and Versus, and how that guides so many structural decisions around the game that we find hampering. Okay, no. I felt like I was going to get it that time, and then we were off. What do I use this spring? I haven't really... One moment. I haven't really found a good location to use the spring yet, I think. Thank you for that, Thunder. We will look into that after the stream. I don't intend to interrupt my playing to look at the videos, but I am glad you shared it. We will take a look. Because I would like to see what I was missing with the deleted level. Nope, tripped up. Okay. Maybe the pipe actually takes you somewhere interesting. I didn't even think about entering that pipe. I didn't even think about entering that pipe. We should have considered that in case it gives you a better reset position. I don't think I even tried it. Yeah, we definitely want the ability to take damage so we can just run right through the Magic Koopa later and just focus on the cannonball if we can, without tripping on every single jump. Nope. Yeah, definitely getting back into Checkpoint 1 is a huge trap that we just blundered right into. But yeah, I haven't found a good location, whoops, to use the spring just yet. Which is why I've been keeping it. I feel like actually taking the POW from the boss room, if we knew what we were doing, would have been very useful for just cutting right through to Magic Koopa at the end and not tripping over it so much. Anyway, let's catch up a bit. We'll stay behind it so we can maintain momentum. Not too far behind, obviously. Okay. Yeah, don't care. Nope, it's too far behind. Once again. Yeah, it's dealing with Magic Koopa that just trips me up every time. Even though we should just ignore it. Like, if we can take damage, we should just pretend it's not there. Anyway. Let's keep going. Maybe you can fix this. Okay. Do well up to that point, and then this totally trips up my timing. Yeah, because I just sort of instinctively try to jump around it, and... And Thunder, you're saying it's a crazy hard Link Kaizo. Okay. Yeah, anyway, we will definitely be closing queue after this level. This will be last call. We might even close before we finish, depending on how long the cannonball takes me here. So, thank you to all those who have been able to stay at this point. If you're able to stay until you're called, I will play the rest of the queue, like we usually do. Okay. There we go, and then we have the spring, so we can go for the P-switch. So that's why you need the spring here. I think we should just take the clear. We should not mess around with this door. Oh no, yes we can, because it just gives you the bonus at the end. Okay, let's do it. We can do it. And then having this allows me to fly around and drop into the area down there. Let's not lose here. And we'll come up here to grab the warp whistle, obviously. And fall in. There we go. Yeah, it becomes clear when you make that crossing that you can't make that jump off the cannonball, so... At least I don't think you can. Anyway, look at that checkpoint time. Amazing. But of course that was from the first time we touched checkpoint 1, and the extra loop going around added to that quite a bit. Queue is closing at this point. I will close as soon as I dial up the next level. So, thank you so much once again. And Thunder, you're saying that you have to leave? That's the leave command, not the remove command, but we'll just remove you manually when we get to you. So we'll close up and we'll play through the rest of whoever is here. And I'll call you folks in one at a time. We will be a little stricter about getting people to check in at this point, just to make sure people are present. So, Naughty Knee, if you're still here. I don't think they are. I don't see them in the chat, but I'll give them a moment to respond. After that one, it will be Terminator. Terminator is present. And yeah, Doge and Charles, you're hopefully relatively soon, depending on the difficulty of whatever we have next, so hopefully you're able to stay. And I'll give Terminator a moment to confirm, although I do see him in chat, I think. We'll see. People fall asleep on a stream every now and then. That's not their fault. Yeah, since I do see Terminator listed, if I don't see him check in, I'll just bump him back one spot and play Doge and Charles first. But we'll give him a moment to answer. Because sometimes, you know, people might be staring at Twitch ads or something. If Terminator's not responding, though, we will just bump him back one spot and do Doge and Charles first, since you are definitely present. So let's do that. And then we will close after I punch in the code. Have I played the final version of that Mangy level? You mean the one with the thwomps, Luca? Good question. I think I might not have, actually. So if you want to tag that in as the last level, do it like right now before I hit close. Either that or we'll play it on a backlog stream when we get to it. I'll give you a moment to do that if you want to put it in. Because, yeah, I played the Thwomp one, I think, about a week before release. Let's close up, and let me update my stream title and everything, and we'll get into Sandy Spin Jumps in just a moment. Let me just make sure the bot is displaying properly. No huge technical issues yet today, which is good, although... well, we'll see. Sandy Spin Jumps, it says. Very fresh upload, not many attempts on it yet, so let's see what we're in for. Okay. I guess we place the shell and then spin jump over it. What do we place it on top of this guy? And then just go under like this. Wait, okay. Maybe not. Maybe there's a shell jump thing or... Sandy spin jumps. But then you can't enter that door because it resets you. You're supposed to enter something else. Enter on top of the shell, perhaps? No, that can't be it. Mark. Or maybe you're supposed to deposit one shell and then... I'm totally misreading this. Hang on. The spin jumps aren't implemented yet. Okay. Let's see what this door is. Oh, this door just matches this one here. Okay. Spin jumps aren't implemented yet. So is it just a shell jump check or what is this? Let's... well, we're supposed to get into the second door, right? I just don't see how to do that yet. Let's think about this. Get up this pipe. I'm missing something really obvious, aren't I? Oh, invincibility frames. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Because I didn't scroll the camera far enough to see what's up here. Okay, we'll do that. And then we just go up one at a time. And that's okay, we can just repeat this until we do the whole sequence of 5. Okay. Interestingly enough, no, either way, we'd have to get up there, so... whoops, no, let's jump around this guy. I'm just wondering whether there's a way to preserve a shell coming up here, but I don't see it yet. Anyway, let's try to complete as many of these as we can consecutively, and then... go. It's gonna be spin jumps over here, I see. Okay. Nice little conveyor to slow things down a little bit. And we'll totally miss. Then it's going to be on a spiny and then on a bomb, and then the bomb is going to activate the on-off switch later on. And preserve a shell, you just don't need to, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. No, because you can just take damage frames from the first puncher. That's right. And if you do that, then... whoops, no. A bit risky, though. Yeah, because you can just take the damage frame from both munchers, and then... if you do that, then... but hang on. Messing with this now. And then you can actually keep a shell and hold its a little further once you've been damaged. Or you can just put it on right away, actually, but... Yeah, that's too slow to do that. That's okay, we're still in the same state we were in earlier then. But if you keep a shell, obviously it makes this bit a little bit gentler. 4 bounces over here. Now let's watch the timing over here. Nope. Yeah, so we need to watch that a little bit more carefully, but we can do it. Nope. Yeah, obviously we can keep a shell, that'd be great, but we'll... not do that. Yeah, Oops. Just got pushed. Nah, we'll do it the easy way. Even though it does preclude me from keeping the shellmet for a little bit longer. Where it could help me. Okay. Yeah, the timing would theoretically work out to keep an extra helmet, but I feel like that's going to be a little too fussy. So we'll just do things this way. Okay, let's go. Let's try not to miss too many of these columns. And let's see about this. Whoops. I was counting 4 bounces and I just missed a high bounce. Anyway, let's go. Try to do this all over again. I'll just catch that on a 5th bounce. Let's watch this a little more carefully. As soon as it comes off the conveyor, whoops. Looking at it a little bit too closely, but yeah, it's pretty much as soon as it comes off the conveyor, then we go into that jump. And that should be the timing that we're looking out for. It's actually visually clear once you know what to look for. Whoops. Anyway. Nope. Hang on. We'll get it eventually. Nope. Trying to go around here. There we go. Then we'll catch these one at a time as before. Not exactly sure what the pink coins here add. I mean, you know, you're kind of required to make all those jumps to make it across here. Anyway, so... That's okay, I guess it's kind of satisfying just to hit them. On-off switch is going to go, and then after that, the spike balls will clear everything for me, I think. And then... what else are we looking for here? Nothing. That's fine, that'll work. Let's continue. There's 4 coins down. And we've got checkpoint, yeah, so... Whoops. Well, it was broken up over a checkpoint, possibly a safety coin close to the door, but we'll see. Didn't realize at first it was going to be rising lava. This is a shell jump. That cat getting very excited about checkpoints today. Oops. That's okay, we'll do this until we get it. We're pretty close to checkpoint. We just don't have too much of a margin of error when it comes to time to set up the shell jump accordingly and execute it well. Yeah, Mr. James, not too tough. It's just that my general hit rate with shell jumps is not great. Whoops, I accidentally kicked that. Backed into it. Yeah, we need to release a little bit further up. Because this is a little bit time sensitive, it's throwing off my estimate a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of trying to back up and cut a bit of momentum into the jump, and that's a bad idea because I'm sliding into the shell backwards. No, you see, I'm doing the same thing. Like, I'm trying to cut momentum to pick up the shell without overshooting, and that's not the way to do it. We should just run into it and pick it up directly. The problem with that is that, like, I feel like if I'm just running at full speed towards the shell, I'm going to wind up too close to the wall like that. And that is not the usual angle that I use to enter a shell jump like this. Oh, whoops. Now, that slowed me down a little bit too much. I mean, we were still above the lava, but I feel like that was going to catch up to me. Yeah, it's not going to be a spin jump off the Buzzy Shelmet, no. That was pretty clean that time. But as you can see, I did need to slow down a little bit. Oh, couldn't see the claw on camera quickly enough. Okay. That was not too bad, actually, because the lava does stop just in time. And we'll get rid of this. Is this a bullet? Is a Buzzy? Well, let's see what's in here first. Yoshi's. Okay, that's fine. We'll take that. And we'll get to riding. I wonder if we can respawn here and grab an egg, in fact. No, hang on. Wait, if we switch to this Yoshi, then we can come here and grab an egg. Unless we need to grab something else's Yoshi later, but I feel like having a second Yoshi might actually help. Now, if we die at this point, it's keyed at that checkpoint. Ooh, if we die at this point, it's keyed at the checkpoint. But that's okay. It just means that we can't get Yoshi on the way over. Oh, that's it. Okay. So it doesn't matter, because if you die here, the only thing you lose is the Yoshi door. Okay, we got it. Thank you for that. Yeah, Terminator, I did call you in first. You're still in the queue, don't worry. But you didn't check in earlier, so I played this one first. And just rotated the order. Thank you for offering me first clear. Yeah, like I said, the one thing that threw me off a little bit was that I felt like I had to adjust my timing a bit to do the shell jump properly in the place that it was required. Because, you know, the lava's pressuring me from one side, but then I also felt like I had to slow down to position the shell jump properly. That worked well, though. And yeah, Terminator, you're still in, so you'll be next. And your mother's going to the airport and you have to prep her? Yeah, understandable. That's why we keep our queuing policy here a little bit flexible, just to accommodate people who have to be AFK for a moment. I mean, I know what it feels like as a maker, sort of sitting in queue for a while. But we've done this one before, but I can do another one. This one was a 0.3. Wow, we cleared this one. Must have been a while ago. 2022. Terminator, just given the length of the queue today and the fact that we're a couple hours into the stream, I prefer something on the easier side, just so you know. We won't be grinding out something really rough today. I feel like I playtested an early version of this one, but we'll do it anyway because I don't remember it. So, Yoshi P Balloon. And of course we haven't played this version, so let's just do it. Oh, you just suggested Living on the Edge bonus? That's okay, we'll do this one today, since we're jumping into it. And yeah, Natcat, like I was saying earlier, we can really expect some Super World goodness pretty soon, from what Luca is telling me. We've playtested many of the levels for it, and it is one thing that I am really anticipating about 2024, I can tell you that. Oh wait, what did we just do here? Oh, yeah, P-Balloon, we come in. I wasn't paying attention. Let's look at this again. So we fly in, I guess maybe it's something time sensitive. Or do we need to bump an on-off switch to enter here? Or is it something to do with this door? No. Or is it in the pipe? Okay. Wait. What's this all about then? Oh, I see. Okay, then it goes through here. Okay, so here's checkpoint. Ah, okay, and this is just a big setup for the Yoshi and P. Bloomers. Yes, I remember this concept. I remember playtesting for this in an early form. Because you're supposed to keep Yoshi upstairs, right? Isn't that the idea? Like, you have to kind of hit everything accurately enough to keep Yoshi on top. That's alright. We'll, of course, respawn at checkpoint, but... Yeah, because the idea is that Yoshi's running up top, and then you have to race him on the bottom. So we'll reset it. As a copy of Part 3 to the series... Yeah, I remember the concept. That's why I don't remember the level, but I remember the concept. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, folks working on a Super World, take your time, don't be pressured by Netcat's deadline. I don't know, Netcat, are you traveling and away from the Switch for a while, or is that just a general estimate of what else will keep you busy? Okay, let's go down here. Wait, what's going on here? You switch, and then we have to race him. Okay, I see. Then... another one? Okay, whoops. We're a little behind now. I feel like we're gonna have a problem. Ah, okay. Lost time. Maybe. Okay, so, what happens when we hit this? Then Yoshi jumps over, and what does he do? I guess we have to hit a particular sequence. Because the bombs are going to hit that. Then what do we do now? We hit this again? We're not hitting Morton though. Oh, we have a shell, okay. Shell was not going as far as I hoped. We needed to bump it a little better. Yeah, so we do the whole Yoshi sequence here to dispense a shell. But we have to have the pipe within view on the camera for the shell to be available. Once the bomb goes off, we dodge a little bit, the bomb goes off, then the shell is available down here, then we kick it to the Koopaling. Wait a minute. Or don't we? Maybe we need Yoshi to launch that again? Yeah, we do. Okay, fine, we'll dodge this. I'll catch up and chat in a little bit. Let's totally miss him. That's okay, we just need 3 hits with this kind of sequence, and we just hit switches, we get Yoshi to lower the shell. Yeah, we need to reset Yoshi again to hit the shell. Very complicated mechanism, but it does do its job, I think. It's requiring basically 2 cycles of Yoshi to get the shell into position once it spawns, and then we kick and hope for the best. Yeah, very good fight, actually. A lot of these multi-step mechanics all over the place. And the bomb resets this, and then we get Yoshi once again. And then, yeah, the shell was not in position yet for Yoshi to lower it. That happened to seesaw and drop the shell, but we will do it. And lots of people is bracing you down below, too, in case you goof a little bit here. Very nice. Terminator, you were saying when you made the level, you made the boss battle first and the rest of the level once you... We didn't get a key off of that. Oh, we just opened this up, I guess. Wait, we didn't get a key off of that. Wait a minute, then we're just back... Oh, we reset the whole thing. Oh, okay, whoops. I was trying to enter the door with a key and I realized we didn't get a key. Yeah, okay, we have to redo the whole thing. Whoops. 3 minutes, welcome. Yeah, Terminator, I beat the boss and I was trying to enter the key door and I realized I didn't have a key and I don't actually know what I missed there and I forgot that the pipe was a reset pipe. So let's beat the whole level again. Once we reset it, because we were slow. What was that we were saying earlier about New Year, same mistakes? Well, definitely seeing that in action. Let's go for the reset pipe. But did everything so cleanly up to that point, too. So yeah, all these are just resets. Oh, you need an on-off switch eventually to go through here. How do we miss the key door then? I don't actually understand what went on there. But we're looking for eventually an on-off switch that will get me through the final gate. Anyway, we're down to 150 on the timer since we're cycling through the entire level again. Let's just do this again. Luckily, it's pretty gentle. Let's not get caught. Some of the slopes later are a bit of a risk, but we'll just wait out this one and then outrun Yoshi this way. Where are other P-balloons? And then we can get back into the fight. Okay. So how did I not have a key? Was Morton not holding the key? If Morton's not holding the key, who is? And then why do we bother killing him then? Okay, let's lower the shell. I think I was missing something. And we missed. Well, that was missing something. Okay, let's grab a P-balloon. Fly up. Go. Oh, I see. The shell grabs the key over there. Okay. So you're not supposed to kill him. You're supposed to send a shell past him to grab the key. Okay, I didn't understand that. Yeah, because I assumed if you see a big boss like that and a key door that you kill the boss to get the key. I didn't even see the key in the bottom right corner. Anyway, nice checkpoint there in case you have timer problems going into this zone, like I'm having, simply because we looked around everything twice. But yeah, very nice boss fight. I mean, obviously there might have been a bit of a clarity issue there with... I think it's a natural assumption that you're going to try to kill the boss for the key, but, you know. This is going to be surprisingly tricky. Let's bump it correctly. There we go. And let's get out. Okay, very nice, Terminator. Gonna try the bonus stage. How long is it gonna take? Because we do have a couple of people in queue, so we've done this one before, though. I'm pretty sure I streamed it before, in fact. So we'll pass on it for the time being. I just want to make sure we get through the rest. Evan Michael, if you're still here, please check in. If I don't hear Evan Michael check in, then we'll... Oh, and Thunder tried to leave earlier, so I think Thunder is gone. So if Evan Michael isn't checking in, we'll do Mr. James first. I know Thunder tried to leave the queue, he just used the wrong command, because obviously you would think that the opposite of add is remove, but oddly enough, the opposite of add is leave. Remove is the other command that I use to take levels out of the queue, which is doubly confusing for everybody. Okay, we're going to rotate to Mr. James since I know he is definitely here. And then we'll do a second call for Evan Michael. After that, we'll take Thunder out because I know he is gone. And then we'll... Oops. Reorder a little bit here. And do this one first. And then we'll finish today on the final version of the Mang level that we playtested 2 weeks ago, I think? Possibly 3. Right, Plaza. Level based on 1-1 from Mario Wonder. 3 star coins and speedrunnable. And yeah, I know you're still here, Mr. James, which is why I switched over to you, because I did see you in the chat just now. But thanks for checking in. I appreciate that. Let's see how it goes. Okay. And we'll look back here, grab the elephant, which here is represented by a flying squirrel, since, you know, they're both mammals and therefore so closely related in the grand scheme of evolutionary biology. Yeah, as I was talking about earlier on the stream, like seeing these sideways pipes just kind of lying here immediately makes me think of the enterable pipe at the beginning of Wonder, because it's actually very well placed if you look at the level carefully from the perspective of, you know, a new player who doesn't even know how to jump, for instance. There are a lot of things that you don't notice about Nintendo's level design, I think, if you... Oh, we were obviously supposed to hit that with the shell. There are a lot of things you don't notice about their level design, you know, if you're accustomed to just playing things successfully and smoothly. And which are easy to take for granted. And, yeah, I don't think there's anything for us to... Oh, yeah, of course. Because I saw the exit point for this pipe, and it was the obvious thing to check. Terminator, it'll probably be something confusing. I mean, you know, I'd love it if we're just called the Super Switch or something, but depending on how much continuity there is with the current console. This is the true Mario Wonder experience, by the way, missing the top of the flag, which is what we did in the final bonus level. At the very end of the game, the final challenge, the first time I played it. We missed the top of the flag by one spot, and I just had to replay the level, obviously. So this is truly the Wonder experience. Thank you so much for that, Mr. James. Yeah, because, you know, you can never tell with Nintendo, since they always start developing the next console pretty much as soon as they ship the previous one, just how much of a change there is from one generation to the next. Obviously, there's been enough of a gap since the launch of the Switch in 2017 that I think they've probably adjusted their plans around the wild success of the Switch as a concept and a form factor. And I think they realize at this point, you know, even before the Switch was released, there was a lot of talk from Nintendo about how they wanted more continuity in digital libraries. Specifically, they wanted to model it after something like iOS. And this was something we were talking about even in the Wii U era, in business presentations and such. And so I feel like the generational transition from the Switch to the Switch successor platform is probably going to be better than Nintendo transitions in the past, where previously with Nintendo consoles, you just kind of have to sit on a dead software library for a year or two, and you wait for the next machine to come out, and then it's a total reset of Nintendo's fortunes, as we saw with the Wii to the Wii U. But Natcat, nothing is confirmed right now, and Nintendo has not announced anything. But from people who keep up with things like chip manufacturing and patents and so on, and also just the general kind of flow of the business and which software developers are still working on the original Switch, etc., and which ones are unaccounted for, there is a lot of circumstantial evidence to suggest that late 2024 or early 2025 maybe would be a pretty likely target for the next Nintendo hardware. In fact, there's quite a lot of speculation that Nintendo already sort of had a Switch Pro idea ready to go and build it in favor of letting the Switch ride out its success a little bit longer, but I don't know how much credibility that has. And yeah, Terminator, I mean, you know, the Switch graphics in general are not that much above what the Wii U was doing already, and I was already pretty satisfied with the Wii U. You know, past a certain point, right, very few studios can afford to make games that really push hardware, like, say, the PS5 or like a lot of high-end PCs to their maximum, right? Very few studios can do that. And it's part of why generations are just kind of taking longer and longer as well. I'm going to remove Evan Michaels since there's no check in here. And we'll finish off with Lucas level while we continue to talk about consoles. Lucas submitted the latest version of Meng's level that, once again, I said play-tested a little while ago. But at the same time, I think the Switch is finally getting to the point where even ports of some smaller indie games from PC, say, are beginning to run into some performance issues with resolution and frame rate and such, where you're kind of getting to the point where Switch no longer has parity with even lower budget or independent releases, and that's the point when you realize that the hardware is kind of beginning to show its age. I'm definitely at the point where I have been holding off on certain ports that I would normally buy on Switch, because it is visibly beginning to fall behind with some more recent releases. But here's Living on the Ledge, Super Luca and Mang World coming very soon on Luca's profile, if I'm remembering that correctly. Let's take a look. And yeah, Netcat, in case anybody is not in the loop, a very important advertisement. Let's see it. Yeah, the worst thing about the Switch by far is the Joy-Con drift. And just how vulnerable Joy-Cons are to dust contamination. But other than that, I think, the hardware is in a very sweet spot. We're supposed to fall into the mole. Didn't I playtest this? Of course I did. We just need to remember what to do. And pay attention. And actually, yeah, no, that's correct. Let's fall in. There's the one-way panel there too, in fact. Oh no, the mole falls into that. We just jump. We just jump because the mole falls onto spikes that I totally didn't remember or see. We just jump. And then we jump over here as well. This level could have made it into the Super World, honestly, yeah. Can't just keep everybody waiting though, right? Okay. Bump over here, snake block. No, we need to go snake block first and then spring, obviously. I remember making the same mistake when I beta tested this as well, in fact. But that's okay, we're basically reading this fresh. Even though the concept is familiar at this point. Oh, whoops. Just ran into the block there. Yeah, obviously, the Switch is not as portable in your pocket as some portable systems have been in the past, but definitely the fact that you basically get a full console experience on your handheld has been amazing. You see, the thing is, even before the Switch came out, back in the Wii U, I was already thinking, the thing I really want them to keep from the Wii U is the ability to play your games without being plugged into a television set. Because definitely during the Wii U and 3DS era, I actually didn't have an external monitor or a television for a lot of that time because of where I was living and where I was moving to, and a lot of things that were going on in my lifestyle back then. And so it was very important for me that the Wii U had off-TV play. And I wouldn't have played nearly as much of it if off-TV play were not a thing. And so I was thinking, I'm not necessarily counting on it, but I'm hoping that the successor to the Wii U, I was thinking back in the mid-2010s, I really hope it has some kind of option for off-TV. Even if it isn't going to be in the form of a separate tablet controller, which was definitely not something I thought Nintendo would keep, much as I loved it. That was keep ramming into this. Yeah, Coated Toast, we probably won't have time, but we are on the last level in the current queue, so if you're still around after this, we'll see if we can accommodate you, but I'm planning to go pretty soon, so we had already closed to new submissions. But we'll see how we do. Oh, one-way panel, yeah. Obviously. So, didn't even look at the one-way panel. Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously these days now that I'm streaming, I'm very accustomed to playing docked, but before I had the capture card, that was definitely not the case. Like I said, when I was without my capture card, I was playing on the Switch's own portable screen much of the time. Then, this is good. Whoops, I was trying to jump off of that to Divine, but we were just a bit late. Terminator, do I think we'll get Maker 3 for Switch 2? Yeah, I think so. Might take a few years, but I think it's extremely likely. I mean, it's very easy to lose sight of the fact that Mario Maker actually is a pretty healthy multiplayer game by both Nintendo standards and multiplayer standards. And it's very easy to lose perspective on that because, you know, if you're very active in the community aspect of it, you always feel like people are leaving and the game is dying or whatever, but it sells well enough that it is solid second-tier Nintendo at this point in terms of its market positioning, and so... The one thing that would perhaps make Nintendo skittish about Maker 3, if there is a factor, is the fact that it didn't seem to experience that much growth from the Wii U to the Switch. Probably much less growth than was expected going between the two systems. But part of that, I think, was because Mario Maker 1 surpassed a lot of expectations to begin with, and that for something that was such a late-life Wii U release, it kept people's Wii U's going for quite some time, and, you know, you would have people who were buying a Wii U specifically for the game as well, which was in a period when the system was already otherwise considered dead by a lot of people. And so Mario Maker already, I think it sold like 5 million on a Wii U or something, and it sold, last anybody checked, something around 8 million on Switch. Maker 2 did. So that's, you know, a very modest amount. Less growth than was seen for something like Splatoon, for instance, which also came out the same year as Maker 1. But that's still kind of solid second-tier Nintendo. You know, it's better than classic Metroid has ever done, for instance. Right side first, then left. Mario Maker's going to turn 10 in 2025, yeah, and then... we have to see if there's enough going on community-wise to sustain an anniversary project at that stage, but... we'll see. Like any kind of online community that's been around long enough. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of being able to, compensate for the drain of older players who are leaving the scene with incoming content creators who get picked up in later years. And like, I've seen a lot of custom content communities in my lifetime, and Mario Maker's definitely one of the healthier ones in terms of being able to sustain itself longer term. And it's not something that should be taken for granted, even though there is this pattern of both makers and streamers just, you know, burning out bit by bit and turning to ROM hacks. We don't have the key. Why do we not get the key? Because we needed to come back, and yes. And drown Boom Boom. Okay, good. Now Boom Boom has been drowned, and then we exit this way. Okay, now we're totally solid, and we still can't reach the thwomp, but we have the big thwomp face on the left, which is beautifully decorated. We'll smash these just for good measure, and leave. I love how the thwomp just kind of stomps you at the end as it sinks. Anyway, thank you for that. I mean, it was already an amazing concept when I played it the first time, but yeah, it worked out very well. Definitely even kind of on a gentler side for a lot of Mang's creations, but very happy to catch up on that. Okay, so I think we will have to sign off for today. Although, if Coated Toast is still here. Coated Toast tried to get one in the queue earlier. Let me just take a look at that code quickly. Let's see if we have time for it. If it's something that's going to be a huge grind or something, we probably won't, but I just want to take a look at what we're in for, in case it's something that we can just do quickly. Yeah, New Donk City. You know what? Let's just finish on this one. This looks potentially gentle. Let me just make sure we... There. Lucas from the bot. I don't even know if Coated Toast is still here, but it looks like we can just do this quickly, possibly. Somebody's farming likes. Just so people know, I mean, sometimes when Nintendo detects people talking about likes and such in descriptions and titles and such, they do stomp on that. And it's very unclear how they do it and when they do it, but they definitely do it. So, gotta be treading carefully with that. Anyway, let's take a look and then we'll finish on this. Yeah, the Super World is a full collab. That was definitely a mangy level. Okay, defeat one Meowser with a clear condition. Let's see. Oops. Anyway. Well, not with a first boomerang would not, but let's see what this is. I guess we'll just race this through and then see what it hits. I have no idea what it just hit. Maybe we're just supposed to enter that. Let's just enter that. Yeah, we're just supposed to enter that. That's not a boomerang pipe. Yeah, Airship Camera Bob, of course, kind of disguises the exit block over there in a way that's, you know, maybe a little bit unintuitive, but that's just the fault of the airship theme, as usual. Anyway, we got the cat now. Can't do any cat dives while we have the cannon, of course, but we can still do the cat climb. Okay. Now, this was a level that was named after New Donk City. I guess it kind of evokes the festival in some ways. The airship team is the easiest way to approximate that. This looks like it was supposed to be Red Pows, but that's okay. We'll just swap. Oh, you know what? We'll blow this up this way. And just punch through it. I kind of get the sense this was supposed to be a spectacular Red Pow thing. Because Red Pows just activate by proximity and they do chain with each other. Anyway, let's get over here and... We're not going to fight him just yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so we can actually just sit on the corner here and grab fire flowers, perhaps. So it is a bit of a sit on the power up and spam fight, but we'll just do that. One thing I often comment on, because, yeah, you know, this kind of infinite fire flower fight is sometimes a bit of a cliche when it comes to Bowser specifically, because there's so few ways to actually hurt Bowser. I feel like there should be an element of risk and reward when you have a power-up that you can just grab infinitely. Where, you know, the player should have to work to get the power-up and keep it and continue to fight. Like, respawning power-ups are fine, especially if you have a very limited means to beat the boss in the first place, and only so many options to go with. But I think it's important to encourage the player to have a little bit of movement when they're doing that, and actually have to put themselves into danger a little bit in order to reload a power-up and continue to fight from there. That's the only thing. I can tell it's, you know, maybe a bit of an early creation. But still pretty clean. Like, we didn't break things or anything, so... Yeah. Kind of get the sense this is a relatively new account. And that's alright. We expect that there are a lot of new people coming in. Yeah, a lot of huge creations. Actually, no, an older account, 2021, so... Somebody who recently came back into the game, I guess. But Anyway, thank you for that. We'll close on that today. And we'll send you folks on to somebody else. But that will be pretty much it for Mario Maker from us in 2023. This is actually the least Mario Maker I've played year to year, simply because so much streaming time was taken up by Zelda this year. But we got through a reasonable amount, I think, and still saw some great content week to week whenever we were able to get on. And we'll be back soon enough. Like I said, in the new year, Mario Maker 2 viewer levels will continue, but other Mario Maker streams will largely be Maker 1, assuming that connectivity to the servers is okay. I'm told that it's beginning to get fixed. It was a big problem in December in terms of people being able to get on the Maker 1 servers, but I'm told that a lot of people are reporting it's starting to be repaired. We still have to finish 2D and Top D, because I actually didn't get into the final world when we played it yesterday, so we'll have at least one more stream with that, depending on how much post-game content there is, if there is any. And that'll be sometime next week when we're already in 2024. So we'll see you folks in a few days. Have a happy new year, whether it's already New Year's Eve where you are, or if you are, I don't know, in Hawaii or something and not quite over the date horizon yet. I'm pretty sure it's at least the 31st for pretty much everybody watching it at this point. So, you know, have a wonderful countdown if you do that sort of thing. I always run the Animal Crossing countdown on my end, because that's my favorite ball drop or fireworks show. But have fun however it is that you're going to celebrate it. We will see you folks in 2024, and we will send you on to a raid. And Luca, I have not heard of Moonleap. We'll look into that as well. I have to remember to look into various things that people have mentioned in the stream, or linked to in the case of that one level video earlier. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, not just today, but throughout the year. We wish you all the best. Have a happy new year. And 2024, here we come. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon enough. And until we meet again at our next destination, as always, fare thee well.